Live.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Can you do me a favor?
What?
Don't fuck this up.
I'll try not to.
Okay. Try to get into character. Pretend you're Travis.
I'll channel my inner Val Kilmer. All right, here we go. What's your name again?
Digital Dan.
Yeah.
I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude. Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, why, hello, Jetman. How are you? And why is everyone so scared of Aldi's? And how is your second brain doing? And lions and tigers and bears, oh my, they all made the news cycle this week here on DeaconLive. How are you? How are things? And over to my far right-hand side is IT Dan. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm doing very well. Yesterday was our 47th anniversary.
47 years, Dan.
Yes.
47 years.
The day Nixon resigned, we got married. August 10th, 1974.
Did you know he was going to resign when you got married?
No, we planned it. He didn't.
Oh, okay.
And we went out to a pub to have something to eat in Pinehurst. But while we're driving, my wife was talking to me about she had some candle holders that she got from her mother, and they had prisms hanging from them, and we haven't been able to find them in our moves. And she was saying, we have to go through these boxes and find them. So we stopped at an
Now, what are the
place.
prisms? What is it made out of? Is it like acrylic?
It's crystal.
Okay.
It's crystal holder, clear glass, and then all around it has these prisms, so the light will hit it. And It's very colorful.
Sure.
And it was something very precious that her mother had, and we haven't been able to find it. And we stopped in at one of these stores, a consignment store that's in West End, North Carolina. And she's probably been in that store 3 times before. She called me on the phone. I was sitting out in the car, and she came in. You have to come and see this. She found those 2 candle holders on her anniversary.
Oh, really?
And she goes, I think my mother put them there for me.
What are the chances? Something that your mom and probably don't even know where she got it from in the first place.
No, we don't remember. And she's had them, but it was something that her mother really loved them, and Kathy had them, and now these are replacing them.
Well, good. And is that why you were late today?
I was on time today. I was early.
Well, you said you had a problem leaving the house, so I was like, well, I thought you were going to be here at a certain time, and you ended up showing up a little later.
Oh, I just had to help her out with a few things.
All right. So, but everything's good at the household?
Yeah, everything is good.
Well, good. Well, unfortunately, things aren't good here at the DeaconLive household, and the reason why I say that, Dan, is I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. And this was a 3-month follow-up. Normally, what do you see the doctor? Once every 6 months, twice a year, I guess you would say?
Yes, probably.
All right, and then, some people barely see him once a year. And it's just a normal physical. There's nothing wrong with me, believe me. But my blood pressure was a little high the last time I went. And I asked her about all these different medications. You've seen the commercials. They say, ask your doctor before taking these medications, or, make sure you're having this. And I'm getting a little bit up in age. My 30-year high school anniversary is coming up here next month. I don't know if I'm going to go, the whole COVID thing. I'm not a big COVID scare tactic person, but like when you say, hey, guess what, Deacon? You're going to go down there and you're going to hang out with 200 people in a small little room. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. But so I quietly, on the down low, I rescheduled my doctor's appointment. And the reason why I said I rescheduled is because I know my blood pressure's not down. I've done what she's asked me to do 20%. Now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put my brass tacks down, get everything into it, and I'm going to do it for what's the next available appointment? The ladies, the nurse, whatever's calling me. Oh, we have one this Wednesday. No, I'm not getting my blood pressure down by next Wednesday. She's like, oh, and then the next one is in November. I'm like, I'll take it. I'll take November. Oh, it's the 23rd. Oh, the day before Thanksgiving? Yeah, I'll take it. So she marked me down, and it's 2:30 in the afternoon, so it's great. So, Dan, I'm on a mission to get my blood pressure down, probably, drop a little, what?
What type of things do you have to do to get your blood pressure down?
She basically just, I was drinking those Monster drinks I mean, I was drinking at least 1.5 cans per day, and that I've completely eliminated. So it's come down a little bit, but of course I need to lose a little bit of weight, which is fine. Everyone in the whole world, whether you're 115 or 215 or 315, everyone wants to lose a little bit of weight. So I know that I need to lose just a little bit of weight, and the reason why I know this, Dan, you ready for this?
You have a mirror?
I do have a mirror. The whole house is covered in mirrors, but the best mirror to reflect the way you look at yourself compared to how other people look at you is children. Little kids will say the darndest thing. And so I'm outside, I'm mowing the lawn, and as you guys know, we sit DeaconLive broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, beautiful little town we like to call Marshville, and DeaconLive broadcast in an 800 square foot studio above our 3-car garage. It's all finished, it's AC, it looks really, really nice. And we sit on about 22 some odd acres. We have horses and chickens and cattle and cats now and dogs and all that stuff. And our neighbors have just a little bit more than we do next door. But we have a fence line or a cypress tree line. Some of the cypress trees you can walk in between them and some of them you can't. So I heard goats next door. So I walk over to the tree line and I'm talk to one of the older kids, and she comes up. I think she's like 14, 15 years old. And she's like, yeah, we got 2 new goats. Now, the house next door has 6 children, ranging from, I think, 4 to 21. So there's a range there. So the 4-year-old comes over, and now he's a pistol. He's a pistol. And he's very polite. How you doing, sir? And I'm like, I'm good. How are you? And he's like, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Very, very mannered. Until he gets to this point. So when I mow the lawn, it's hot. It's like, everyone knows the heat wave that's going on right now. I'm sitting on the lawnmower. I get off the lawnmower and I grab my beer and my koozie and I walk over there, and I don't have a shirt on. I never wear a shirt because I like my floor to glow, my floor to tan. And I'm sitting there talking to the kids about the goats and how's school going, and because they're homeschooled. And I'm like, how's the whole life at home going? And they're like, oh yeah, everything's fine. And it's funny because when the parents that live in the house, see me talking to the kids, for whatever reason, they're like, they're afraid that they're giving away secrets. They come, not running out, but swiftly walk out to talk to me and go, hey, what's going on? I'm like, what are you guys talking about? You're going to talk about the new goats and stuff. And they bring the young one, the little 4-year-old. Little 4-year-old looks at me and goes, what's that? And he's pointing at me in random, in general. And I go, what do you mean? And I'm like, what, bud? What's that? What's what? He goes, that. What's that on your stomach? And I go, I'm like thinking I got grass or dirt on my stomach. I look down, I've got a little mole, and maybe I should get that looked at. I'm like, is the kid telling me to get my mole checked out? But he goes, no, what's that sticking out? And I go, and I'm looking, I'm literally, Dan, put my beer down, and I'm looking like I've got something sticking out of my stomach. And then I realize he's talking about my stomach itself was sticking out because his parents, they eat 100% natural, 100% organic. They're waifs of people. Very, very physically active people.
These are people with low blood pressure.
These are people with low blood pressure. And so he looks at my son and he points at it and he's like, that's sticking out. And the kid, think about it. The kid, anything new, to a child is interesting to him. Whether you're a white guy and all of a sudden he sees a black person for the first time. If he sees someone missing an arm for the first time, that's interesting. I thought everyone was made in my image, that type thing. And he pointed at me and he goes, that's sticking out. And I kind of looked at him like, it didn't register until I got back on the mower and I sat down and I go, oh, it is kind of sticking out over my belt a little bit. So that was right then and there, I canceled my doctor's appointment. I have to get back on the treadmill. I have to be a little bit more physically active here at the French, Dan.
Yeah, and I think you need to eat earlier in the day.
Well, you know what? I've cut down my diet. Normally, we have eggs, and with eggs comes bacon. With bacon comes hash browns or some kind of starch. For this week alone, and we're into Wednesday now, I've been eating a whole cucumber, skinning it, dicing it up like poker chips.
Cucumber and eggs.
Well, not cucumbers and eggs. We eliminated the eggs, but here's a trade-off. My wife makes this Texas Fiesta dip. It's 3/4 cup sour cream, 1/4 cup of mayo, and then Hidden Valley makes this Fiesta ranch seasoning and just mix it all in there. So I just take the What's the, I mean, what's the trade-off on that, Dad? I mean, I gotta make.
No, you can't just eat carrots all day long.
No, you can't. So I've been doing that, and I've been watching not eating any carbs or anything at night for my dinner. So that's where I'm at. So.
And I think it's the time I think anything you eat before noontime, you're going to get rid of. It's afterwards, those things. People eating late at night.
And I feel bad for my wife because she doesn't get off work or stop working until 9 o'clock. And then she doesn't eat until 9:30 at night. I've made a conscious effort to start eating dinner right before the sun goes down. So that's anywhere from 6:30 to 7 o'clock. Whether she wants to eat or not, that's what I try to do.
That's the right thing to do.
That's what I'm trying to do. All right, when we come back, we got a lot of right things to talk about here on the show and some bad things that have happened here in the news. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Parfait Radio. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere yet, Dan. We're still live streaming. Don't leave me. Don't leave me, Dan. All right, guys. That's the first segment of the show. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. Make sure you follow us on iHeartRadio and anywhere that you download podcasts. It's Deacon Live, all one word, right here in the corner, right there. Thanks, guys. We'll see you here. If you want to watch the whole video, the whole entire show, forgot about that part, go over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio, click on Deacon Live, and for every show we do, we have a matching podcast as well. So, see you there. Bye.
I was going to tell you that Kathy and I were in California, too, on our anniversary.
That's what I need to fix, too, is this guy.
What's wrong with this guy?
Well, let me flip horizontal. That's what I want. Because when you sit back and talk, when you were talking to me, not you, the way the camera was, you're looking that way and I'm looking this way.
Oh, okay.
So now when you sit back and talk, it's opposite. So it looks like.
Well, today I was looking at you on the screen instead of looking at you in person.
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
That way. Kathy and I were in Burlingame and we went to this restaurant. It was on Broadway Cafe. Never been there before. And it's a place that has like shutter windows that slide all the way open. Mm-hmm. So you're almost like you're outside. It was a beautiful day, like 70 degrees, just perfect time to be eating. And Kathy says, my mother would just absolutely love this place. And we're sitting there and they have the background music on. And all of a sudden the music got really loud, like twice the volume. Mm-hmm. And it was that song Stardust. My wife loves that song. Her mother loved that song. It was her mother's favorite song. Mm-hmm. It was playing twice as loud. And my wife goes, she goes, do you hear that? Listen how loud it's playing Stardust. And Kathy's, like mumbling the words to it. And then the waitress came over. She goes, I am so sorry. I do not know why this music is playing so loud. And my wife says, it's okay with us.
My mom made me do it.
It's my mother's favorite song. And after that song played, the volume went right back down to everything.
It was probably someone else's favorite song, too.
And, it's not like it was a jukebox and you put it in there. So it was just a very...
unique experience.
Yeah, unique experience.
Where are you going?
Did I tell you about my big check?
I thought we were going to mention stuff like that on the air.
I was going through through boxes of paper, my $12 check.
Yeah, you got to remember. You did podcasts on them.
Well, I don't remember if I tell. My wife says you tell people things, but I don't always remember what I tell people.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. We're going to talk about dissecting a friend, working from home, meteors in the sky, and ads in the sky.
You got to remember to do up to speed. When do you want to do that?
At the 30-hour mark.
30 hour?
Yep.
Okay.
Or the 30-minute mark on the hour.
Either. When the big hand is on the little hand.
Right. Isn't that a Michael Jackson joke somewhere?
Yes, it's bedtime at Michael Jackson's house when the big hand is on the little hand.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Got all your saliva down?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Over to my far right-hand side is IT Dan.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm well. Dan, you got to come up with a catchy or something. You got to come up with the big hands on little hand or something not something that's going to creep out the audience and make them go running. Just, come up with something a little bit more instead of, hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hey, Travis, how are the balls of your feet today?
And you want to try the name again?
Yes, okay. You want to start this over?
Yeah. Yeah. Just come back with just not a quip or anything. Just and just something real simple so people get to know your personality a little bit more. Okay. You ready? Welcome back to DeaconLive. Over to my far right hand side is IT Dan.
Yes, I'm excited to be here. I think we're going to have a good show today.
Well, I'm hoping. We got a whole bunch of stuff to cover. And don't forget, at the bottom of the hour, we are going to talk to Dan with Up to Speed with Technology, all the latest info that you need to know to keep your computers and all your cell phones and all that stuff safe from outside world.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Yeah, it's your segment. Now, speaking of being from the outside world, Dan, to be a doctor, actually to be a dentist, it takes a lot to be a dentist. It takes more work to be a dentist, biochemistry stuff, than it does to actually be a regular doctor. And there's this big myth in between the two genres of professionalism that dentists actually go to school 2 more years longer than it is to be a doctor.
Veterinarians also do.
Vet and who?
Veterinarians. They go to school longer than regular doctors.
Now, in Nigeria, there is a doctor's program in Nigeria. Excuse me. But this gentleman right here was in the middle of doing his almost like kind of his final exams type thing, and ran out of the room crying and screaming because of what he found out in the medical exam.
He's a doctor. Get over it.
I know. So read this. This is going to be weird for you to read because of the way it is. So read this right here.
Yeah, Enya Egbe recalled fleeing his anatomy class in tears 7 years ago after being shocked by the corpse he was asked to work on. He goes, now at the age of 26, he penned a letter shared by Nigerian journalist Adobe Trisha Nwabi about the disturbing accounts surrounding the unclaimed bodies sent to the medical center schools. So I guess if you don't find a body, they're going to donate it and work on it.
So what happened was he was getting ready to do one of the exams where you have to do the dissection of a body. You know, this is what you learn. I know my chiropractor. Ask your chiropractor about this too. They actually take out muscles and they show on a cadaver the muscles, like when you're working the muscles and twisting and turning. My chiropractor was telling me about, pulling off the muscles and how to treat these muscles on a body. So it's that type thing. Well, this gentleman right here looked down. Hold on. This thing's getting stupid here. Looked down and saw his best friend who has been missing for over 7 years.
Oh, that's creepy.
So Egbe informed the Divine's family, who the gentleman who passed away, I guess they couldn't find out who he was. So like Dan says, they put him into the medical field or the medical morgue, and then they get unclaimed bodies. They end up on the table. And he was like, this is my best friend who went missing many years ago, 7 years ago, couldn't find his body. And now here I am operating on him, freaked out, cried, left the building, and went and told hey, I found your son. Unfortunately, he is dead, but we were getting ready to cut him open.
Oh, yeah, that would freak me out, too.
That would. Now, speaking of getting cut, Google employees who work from home could lose money. Let's see if this video's got anything to say about it. So, my wife, she is on what they call a temporarily permanent work from home type.
That's the English language, temporarily permanent.
Yep, temporarily. And so she has the luxury that she can work from home. She has a job that she can. Now, if I'm a cashier and that's my profession, of course I can't work from home being a cashier. And then there are a lot of other people that can't work from home or have the option to work from home and choose, you could drive 40 minutes into work or you could work from home. And what would you pick?
Well, you're a cashier. I've seen you sell eggs at your farm.
Well, I do sell eggs here at the French.
Okay.
But Dan, if you had the option to drive 40 minutes into work and then or you could work from your home to do the same exact thing, no matter what it is, what would you pick?
I'd stay at home. I mean, the commute, the traffic jams, the gas money.
Now, what if I was to say that we're gonna dock your pay or lower your pay because you're now working from home? You don't have these extra expenses and stuff.
Well, it depends on how much I like my job. Well, I mean, yeah, of course you're not going to like it.
Well, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, Dan, is do you think that the commute alone is enough reason to deduct your pay?
Yeah, I mean, in the company, it's all greed because when you're in the office, they have to pay for you're using the bathrooms, they're air conditioning the building. There's so many expenses when you're there at work.
But there's also expenses now that you're working from home. That you're using now your electricity, you're using now your own bathroom. You've got to pay for the water and sewage. You might be less likely to eat, let's say. Meals, you're likely to bring meals to work, but now you're working at home, so now you can order out DoorDash and all that.
Yeah, I mean, both parties are saving money, but it's just greed.
All right, for more on this, let's get to this article or this video here.
Switching to work from home permanently? Think twice if you work at Google. According to a company pay calculator seen by Reuters, Google's remote employees, especially those who once commuted from long distances, could experience pay cuts without changing their address. For example, an employee who works from home full-time in Stamford, Connecticut, an hour away from Google's office in New York City, would be paid 15% less if the employee worked at home. By contrast, a colleague from the same office living in New York City would see no pay cut even if the employee too worked from home. Screenshots of Google's internal salary calculator showed 5% and 10% differences in the Seattle, Boston, and San Francisco areas. A Google spokesman did not specifically address the issue in Stamford, but said employees who work from home in the same city where their office is based won't get their pay cut. Google said pay will differ from city to city, state to state.
Well, I mean, that kind of does make sense. So if I'm working in downtown New York, Manhattan, and I'm working for Google, or I live in Manhattan and I'm working for Google, and they're in the same state, yes, by all means, you shouldn't get a pay cut. But if you're working in, let's say, North Carolina, where the wages seem to be a little bit lower, but you're still working for this big company, so I'm making, let's say, $350,000 working in New York. $350,000 in North Carolina goes a lot further than it does in New York. I mean, $350,000, you can barely buy a 1,000 square foot home in New York, on that salary.
Well, I think before I can comment, I think I'm going to have to Google it.
But I don't think it's fair for them to regulate what they're,
well, I've worked in 3 different states for Home Depot, and you got different pay because of the cost of living. And
there is a difference cost of living. So let's say if you started in one state and moved to another state, let's say Google hired me and I'm working in New York, all right? Fine, here's $350,000 for doing whatever you do in Google New York. And then they go, okay, now you have the availability to work from home. All right, I'm going to work from home. Where are you going? I'm going home. I live in, New Orleans, that area. Or let's just say North Carolina. I live in North Carolina. Well, you can't. No. You can't take the $350,000 with you. You have to pay. We have to pay you less to work. Why? I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing the exact same thing in this position in New York than I am at home. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right. I just can't see Google ever hiring you.
Not me, Dan. Just bear with me. I mean, not just me. I mean, an existing employee for Google.
Oh, I understand. And yeah, it doesn't sound right.
All right. It doesn't sound right. Now, something that does sound right, speaking of living here in North Carolina, if you're lucky enough to live here in the beautiful state of North Carolina, there is, what is this word right here?
Perseid.
Hendrick.
Oh, it said Hendrick. Perseid meteor shower is happening this week in North Carolina, and how to catch it. Now, a Perseid meteor shower, which NASA considers one of the best years to visit or to be visible in North Carolina this week. The show starts peaking in the northern hemisphere around dawn on Thursday, which is tomorrow, and Friday, August 13th. But you may catch a few of them overnight and into the dawn hour this Wednesday morning. Now, meteor showers are left over from comet particles, and you guys know what meteors are, unless you're the child next door who doesn't know what meteors are. According to NASA, Giovanni Schiaparelli, did I say that right?
Yes, you did say that.
All right. Who realized in 1865 that this comet was a source of all the Perseids. Did I say that word right? Perseids. Well, Perseids. On with the next question.
You can probably see it a lot better here with the wide open. You get less light pollution.
Right. We have no street lights, no haze, or any of the light pollution. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, we have less light pollution here. So you guys, maybe we'll take some pictures of that as well. Now, when you're looking up in the sky, we've seen satellites. They tell you when the ISS is flying over your location, and you can look up and you can see this little dot flying over the air, right?
Yeah. When I lived in Vermont, we could see the satellites go one after another in the same orbit.
Now, it seems that there's no way to escape the advertisement this day. At first blush, the news that a Canadian company is contracted with SpaceX, Elon Musk and the whole Tesla thing, to put out billboards into the low Earth orbit, kind of where Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson kind of was floating around out there.
Not really in space, but up there.
The startup company, Geometric Energy Corp, tells us that next year it plans to blast satellites into space aboard the the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket, which allows them to advertise. Hold on.
Oh, they're going to advertise on a pixelated screen.
So they're on
it's like a billboard at a which you'd see maybe not the big main screen, but the pixelated screens where they'll show. Tell everybody to cheer and things like that.
But the thing is, if you're worried about giant space billboards, that will ruin the whole romantic walk, when you're watching the flight of the Leonids out there. They said that they're called CubeSats. Instead of satellites, they're cubes. They're 4 inches by 4 inches by 4 inches, so it's a cube. Rather than being visible from the ground, the ads will photograph using a high-tech selfie stick and will live stream on YouTube. I don't know how they're going to... I don't understand how they're going to do that. How does that work? If you want an advertisement, put your phone up in the air and go, oh, look, there's my advertisement. No.
Yeah.
Or how many people are taking a picture of the friggin' air and then there's an advertisement in the corner or something?
I can't tell you how many times I'm aching to see an advertisement. I have to run over to my computer screen or turn my TV on. Yeah,
I don't know. There's this might be the companies where they don't depict their logo or anything like that, but there's something that they're not releasing all the information just yet. But yeah, pretty soon we're going to have all these little 4-inch cube squares floating around in the lower middle hemisphere of the Earth, and I guess there's going to be advertisement on it somehow. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know. Maybe they're going to geofence it somewhere. You know what a geofence is, right?
Yeah, it's very, very strange. I have to say that.
I don't know. Maybe more information coming up here shortly. All right, stick around. Coming up here shortly, speaking of flying in the air, someone else gets duct taped to a seat, and we'll dive into more of what's going on and how the FAA is going to handle all these bad people up there. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Parfait Radio. I'll be right back.
That is weird having stuff. I don't know there's no end to how they can cram stuff down your throat,
Yeah, I know. I really honestly hate reading, Dan.
Well, just say, hey, can you read this? I'll be glad. I'm here.
I know, but I have to read something.
I know. And I don't know when to jump in and help you out.
Wait. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can use your judgment on that.
Yeah, I have such good judgment. What am I doing here? I'm ready.
You ready? Okay.
What are we doing?
We're going to do...
duct tape?
Yeah, we're going to do the Dove, the Airplane Karens, the Kid Duct Tape, and then the FAA Enforcement, which I'll probably have you read, and then the Jetpack. Because I can burn through the first two real quick, and then I want to get to the actual kid being duct tape, and then how law enforcement's going to handle it, and then, it doesn't matter because we're all going to be flying in our own jetpacks here soon, so.
That will be.
Yep. Ready? Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Ron's commenting on the video.
Nothing good?
I don't know. I flipped the phone over. Welcome back to Deacon Live. It's always nothing good, Dan. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Over to my far right hand side is IT Dan.
Hey, Deacon.
Hey, and so there's some comments and stuff coming in through the live stream that we did. Now, for every podcast that we do, we also have a matching video that runs in tandem. You can watch it at any time. And myself and Dan in 1080p. We look very, very well. I can assure you this.
Yes, I have a face made for radio.
No, actually, the big screen looks very, very well for us. And the way you see that is go to ProfitRadio.com, click on Deacon Live, and for every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. Now, Dan, you just recently took a flight to, where'd you go?
We went from Charlotte and to Boston and back.
How was the flight?
Uneventful, a little bumpy coming back, but uneventful.
Oh, really? So there are many things that can delay a plane. Some are to be expected, like the flight crew and everything like that. But this right here accidentally got on a plane and delayed it for over an hour. Mistakenly, a passenger left the door open. I say the door open. They didn't close the door long enough. You know, once the plane, everyone deplanes, and they left the boarding door open. The stewardesses and stuff walk through the plane and clean everything out. Well, in Newark, New Jersey, and a flight going to Greece, a dove or a pigeon, you can call it a dove, it's a pigeon, that's all it is, it's a fancy name, flew in and started walking around the plane. And we can show you this video right here. There's a little song that goes with it. I'm not going to play the song because we'll get flagged here, you know, copyrights and stuff. This little pigeon, you ready, Dan? I'm going to play this for you. And the way you see this video is go to ProfitRadio.com and you can see this. So the pigeon gets on the plane and starts walking around, and the flight crew's trying to get it out of the plane. There he is, walking around.
Oh, cute little bugger.
Yeah. He's hanging out. He's like going, hey, this is kind of cool. And eventually, you can see there, all the flight attendants are trying to find the plane. There's a guy on his hands and knees looking underneath the thing. He's banging on the above the console to try to scare the pigeon out, dove out. Nope, couldn't find him. Guess what? He flew all the way to Greece. Now, my question is on the flight. My question is, isn't that some kind of like you're not allowed to bring fruit from other countries, like they ask you at customs?
Well, you could bring diseases in, possibly.
Yeah. So here, this bird has gone from, and there's a lot of diseases in Newark, New Jersey. Now flying to Greece, you're going to see like mass casualties or something within the next 4 or 5 years over in Greece, just from this one.
They're having casualties right now. The flooding is awful there.
I know, and this is one thing to add to it. Now, another thing to add to it. People just can't. Oh, gee. Dan, what flight did you take, or what airline did you take to?
Take JetBlue.
Have you ever flown Southwest?
No.
Now, when I was working for the production company, it's unassigned seating, but you're allowed to check in 24 hours before your flight. So let's say your flight's at 9 a.m. on Sunday. Saturday, you are allowed to check in at 9 a.m. on the computer. And if you log in early enough or quick enough, you're part of the A group, and they board everyone in group section. Here's group A, group B, now boarding group C, and it's just a free-for-all. Everyone just runs in there, which I don't understand, because on my ticket it says I'm A1 or I'm A30, and then I'm B1 or I'm B30 or whatever it is, and people will still stand in line like I'm part of group A, and someone will tap you on the shoulder. Are you A4 or A5? I'm A7. Oh, I'm A4. I'm supposed to be in front of you. It's still not assigned seating, but they're assigned tickets, and everyone just bickers and fights and all that stuff.
Yeah, I always pick a seat like 19, 20. I want to, if we hit something, if we crash into a mountain.
No. You don't get to pick the seat on Southwest. It's when you log in. So, for example, I know if you hit a mountain or whatever.
I want a little cushion. I want all the people from row 19 and up to kind of give me a buffer. So
squish. Oh,
yeah.
I got that little kid's brains in my hair. Yeah. But in Southwest, they just group you all together, but the line they're nitpicking as far as what order there are in the line. So it doesn't really solve anything. Well, this woman right here was the last two groups to get on the flight. And so she's walking down the aisle saying, hey, can you move so my daughter and I can sit next to each other? And this clip right here we're going to play was posted this past July, has garnered over 600,000 views and almost 50,000 likes at the time of the writing. The creator, who goes up by the handle Official Norcal Mom,
North California, probably.
Oh, North California. Yeah, that makes sense. Said the incident occurred from a California flight to Sacramento to San Diego. So here we go. We're going to play the little video here. And for those of you who want to see this video, go to ProfitRadio.com and you can see this video.
We have little kids. We can't have nobody yelling. I did. I just said you started yelling. We can't have nobody
So
yelling.
what they're saying in the video, the creator, who did not immediately respond to the request for the comments and all that stuff, Karen is termed as, whatever, a person, a white woman, trying to stir shit up. At the start of the video, which did not fully capture the whole event, she wrote on the screen text and began to compare the women as passengers to move on to an aisle seat so they could all sit together. It's a pick a seat policy. So here they go. This is the end of it. You're screaming. You got to get off. So that delayed the flight another hour.
When I asked why if anybody was moving for you, they said that was yelling. And you didn't just say you were sorry? I said I'm fine and I'm sitting in my seat, and they were not okay with it.
So anyway,
So they caught the tail end of the video, and here's the woman trying to explain what actually happened.
So for those of you who aren't familiar with Southwest, they don't assign seats. It's sit where you want. Once you board the plane, you pick a seat. That's your seat. They do have a boarding process. When you check in, they assign you a category, A, B, or C. The A's board first, the B's board second, the C's board last, and it's based on your time of check-in. Or if you have priority boarding, or if you're an A-list member, which is a frequent flyer, or if you're flying business class. Those people all board first. You can pay more to be first on the plane, but most people don't. So unfortunately, in this case, they were last on the plane. It's kind of what happens.
And that sucks because I know my wife and I, we take Southwestern up to New York, and we try to get in. Oh shit, we forgot to sign in, and we always get like B, the B group, and we got to get in there and do whatever.
Yeah, when I was flying up, my wife says, "What shirt you want to wear?" And I said, "Something won't stick to me if the plane catches on fire."
You're just full of jokes today, aren't you, Dad?
That's exactly what I told her.
Well, speaking of being stuck to, another kid. There's the kid in this situation right here. People are being duct taped left and right on planes because they're unruly. They're getting out of control. Now, luckily, the mom and daughter weren't duct taped to the seat. They just asked them to leave. But unfortunately, they have to. It takes an hour for them to get off the plane. Everything holds everyone up. I was talking to my neighbor who's actually a pilot for American Airlines. He's like going, some of the veteran pilots, and he's a veteran. He's up there. I mean, he's up there in ranking. And I'm like, well, what do you do when something like that happens? He goes, well, I have two choices. He goes, not only do I have to worry about my hours, it's kind of being like an over-the-road trucker. You're only allowed to drive 11 on and 8 off, or whatever that trade-off is. He's like, sometimes if we get delayed and I still got 2 more connecting flights in my day, it all depends on the delay that I'm having. So I can either push the flight and not go, or he's like, I don't want to do this. He's a nice man. Yeah. I don't want to do this to all these people. I'll figure it out later on to see if maybe we can catch up airspeed. Maybe we can catch, cut the wind down or pick up time somewhere in the travel.
And they're also not supposed to have the plane running on the tarmac to save fuel.
Correct.
We talked about that.
Yes. So this kid right here, a video obtained by CBSN Los Angeles, appears to show a 13. Now, this is the first time I've actually seen them actually wrap someone up with duct tape. And you see the guy.
Oh, I got to see this.
Wraps up a 13-year-old boy after being duct taped to his seat on American Airlines flight. The witness told the news that the boy, who had become physical toward his mother, and about an hour into the flight from Maui to Los Angeles. So he's going from Hawaii to California. So it's
that? 5-hour flight.
It's a flight. So an hour into the flight, kid's already pissed off. He didn't take his Ritalin or whatever Xanax or something. So here's the video, and the way you see this video is go over to ProfitRadio.com. Ready? Here we go.
Another disturbance on a flight to LAX caught on camera. Witnesses tell us tonight a 13-year-old boy tried kicking the window out next to his seat and became physical with his own mother.
We're told it happened 1 hour.
Now, when you say wrap him with duct tape, he's taken that duct tape and rolled it up like it's rope. He's made the sticky side stick to the sticky side, and he's making it like rope, not like you see in the movies where everyone puts duct tape over someone's mouth to shut them up, and you're like going, there's no way the duct tape's going to stick. It kills me when I see that. This guy, the flight attendant is rolling it up like a rope, making a duct tape rope to lasso this kid to the seat.
An hour into that American Airlines flight from Maui, fellow passengers helping to restrain the boy, and then appeared a flight attendant duct taped that child
here comes with
to
the
his
duct tape.
seat. The plane was then diverted to Honolulu. The boy was then taken into custody, and no one was injured.
So, there you go. All right, thank you, guys.
I think I know what I'm going to do.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to dump my cryptocurrency stock, and I'm going to invest in duct tape. 3M, maybe.
Well, it might not happen for very much longer because the FAA wants to punish reckless airline passengers even harder. I guess the $2,000-$3,000 that they're finding them now is nothing for a lot of people. They're taking those their government checks from COVID, from staying home and going out there and say, this is my ticket to...
Well, they're putting a lot of people on the no-fly list also.
Right. So right now, Dan, take this away for me right here.
Yeah, flight crews are facing a sizable problem with unruly passengers disobeying orders and punching flight attendants. The FAA is asking for authorities to criminally charge the reckless passengers and for airports to stop serving to-go alcohol. And, they adopted a
to-go alcohol?
Yeah, well, you can take alcohol and bring it on the plane. I didn't think you could bring bottles on the plane.
Because I know some of the restaurants, we stop and dine and have a few beers and stuff at for a connecting flight. They say you can't leave their quarters, the quarters with that beer or whatever.
Yeah, but now they have a new policy that's going to fine reckless paps up to $35,000. That's a mortgage for some people.
That is?
Yeah.
Well, not a mortgage. A new car. That's a new car for someone.
Well, half a new car, yes. Yeah, and threatened jail time. But I think the no-fly list, there's a lot of people that are on that. They just can't, now they can't go in. You want to go somewhere? Go Greyhound.
Yeah, but you don't want to take Greyhound. It takes too long. But read how many cases have actually been reported since the beginning of this year.
Oh, okay. 3,650 unruly reports, 2,666 refusing to wear a mask, 610 investigation initiated, and 95 cases with penalties. It's crazy, and it used to be civil to get on a plane.
It was, and George Carlin, I think it was, no, I'm sorry, it was one of the comedians out there, one of the top-ranked comedians, goes, what happened when you used to get dressed up to take an airplane trip? You used to put on your Sunday best. You would wear a suit, women would wear a hat and do all that. But now everyone shows up in their pajamas. I know, granted, TSA, it was a lot, easier back then to get through checkout and stuff. But then planes started falling out of the skies from being blown up or hijacked or whatever. And now everyone wears like pajama bottoms, their do-rags on their head, walking around with teddy bears and all that.
We used to get dressed up to go to restaurants. I mean, you'd wear a nice shirt and a nice pair of jeans. Well, and now everything goes.
In some areas, in some region of your income for the household, you do, because I don't dress up to go to Burger King, but I will dress up to go to a nice restaurant.
Subway.
Like Subway. Like Subway. Now, these guys right here, you remember in Los Angeles, California, a lot of airplane pilots were making notations on their flight recorder saying, hey, are you seeing this? There's a guy in a jetpack flying up around us.
I've heard stories.
So that's all started in 2015. So many years have gone by, and still people are still in California are showing, hey, there's a jetpack guy flying around. There's a jetpack guy flying around. Now, I don't know if the two stories are connected, but this company right here is now showing, let's see, Hello Jetman, hashtag Hello Jetman. Let's see if I can find the name of the company.
Yeah, Emirates Airbus. Yeah.
So on October 5th, 2015, United Arab Emirates saw an extraordinary formation flight take place. Emirates Airbus the A380 and a brave Jetman Dubai duo experienced pilots, operators, a small jet-propelled wing, took to the skies in Dubai to demonstrate just how far the innovation has come as far as jetpacks. Now,
so this was a demonstration.
This was a demonstration. So everything was planned. Everything was in line. The A380 flew in two holding patterns about 4,000 feet. And this miraculously choreographed aerial display display shows the two guys in these jetpacks flying right alongside of the actual plane. Now, you have to keep in mind, there's a jet wash. We know Top Gun. There's a jet wash, and you don't want to get trapped in that. There's velocity and all the things.
There's a lot of aeronautics involved.
There is a lot of aeronautics.
Yeah.
And so they planned this thing almost to the T. These two guys flying the Jetman jetpack are flying right next to this Emirates plane. Now, the Emirates plane is huge. It's a huge guy. And here they go. So there's the plane. He's coming down about 4,000 feet. Look at that, Dan.
Wow, that's awesome.
They're flying literally like right next to the plane.
Oh, I see how they have the smoke so you can follow them.
Yeah. Now, how fast does one of those jetliners go?
Usually about 550 miles an hour.
Now, at 4,000 feet, they're probably not going that fast. They're probably going, what, maybe 200, 300 just to keep it up in the air?
Well, usually when we're landing, I see the plane slow down to about 300. But, it's usually over 500 miles an hour.
So these two guys are flying around, and literally it looks like the movies. Spectacular. So pretty soon we can look at them out the window. Hey, how you doing? That's gonna be some pressure on your body, like you can't lift your arms up or anything.
That's got to be an awesome feeling, those guys. Yeah.
So pretty soon, screw the A and B seating, screw getting duct taped to the seats anymore. Yeah. We are going to, and there they go, like the Blue Angels, they fly right off. And then they go and they line the Emirates plane.
That was awesome.
So if you want to watch that video, go over to Parfait Radio, click on DeaconLive, and you can see this video as well. So I think that's the newest thing to come out outside of like the electric stuff that Tesla's doing, trying to get us our own little
in the toaster
flying cars and the electric toaster run on solar power. All right, when we come back, we'll get into Up to Speed with Technology with IT Dan. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Parfait Radio. I'll be right back. Yeah, that ran a little long.
It's all good.
I know.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome that they did that.
You see how smooth it was, though? Did you enjoy that or no?
Yeah, that was a good segment. I did the one with the Karens. It didn't show me enough, like, of them screaming and stuff.
Well, that's what it said.
Writing. So.
Yeah, it was in the video, and they were like complaining. I wanted to catch the part where she was explaining to her mom, "Hey, they're making us." No, I know it's because we were screaming. That's the only part I wanted.
And I mean, I do love Karens when they're in action and stuff. And what are the guys? What are they when guys do it? Is it Kens?
Chads.
Chads?
Yeah.
I've never known anyone named Chad that wasn't a complete dick.
All right, so we did the Hello Jetman. We did Dove, 13-year-old, that and that. All right. So we're doing up to speed?
Yes, up to speed.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Got it? Welcome back to Deacon Live. Before we go any further, it's time to get up to speed with technology with IT Dan.
Good afternoon. I don't know if you've been getting ads on your computer, but Samsung has been teasing with their new flip phones. A Galaxy Z Fold 3 and a Z Flip 3 was released this morning, and they've been saying all along you can pre-order and get $100 off. And today I finally saw the pricing, $1,799 list price, $1,199 with a qualified trade-in,
now,
which usually means a phone that's 2 years old.
Now, when you say a flip phone, I'm thinking like the 1990s, early 2000s, the Samsung flip phone or the Motorola Razr flip phone. Is it like that, or is it one that's got? Is it the one that's got the screen where you can? It's in between the two.
You flip it open and you see one 7.6-inch diagonal screen. I mean, it's huge.
I don't understand that. how they're going to make that screen. I know it's a flexible screen. You know, our cell phones have a metal microbic screen to it.
It has a very, very tiny hinge in the middle of it. But the screen is on both sides of it, and you look at it. I mean, it does look awesome when I'm looking at it.
You ever seen a brand new book, Dan? You ever seen an old book, the spine on an old book compared to a spine on a new book? I think that's what's going to happen with that phone. It's going to be back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and it's going to be like this crease.
Well, one's analog. They've got this. They put those in machines and flip them 6 billion times.
And how much are they? $1,700?
$1,799 is the list. I mean, you can probably get it. You know, it's probably going to sell for about $1,300 with your trade in or with your discounts.
Yeah. So, all right. What else you got?
Just to let you know that the Curiosity rover has been on Mars for 9 years now. It landed on 2012. It's found organic chemicals, methane gas, and remnants of lakes. You know, and that's a sign that planet once supported life, or was at least capable of doing it. But they've had this machine going there for 9 years on the planet, and it's only traveled 16.4 miles.
Now, you said can support life, can support our life.
Yes, it can support our life.
Yeah.
It has the right components there. It has a nuclear battery powered system on it that will last 14 years. So it's still going to be out there researching.
It's got five years ago.
Sending signal back to us, which is, I mean, technologically that's great. And there's going to be a new thing called Perseverance that's going to be flying out. That's also going to be accompanied by a drone. That's the replacement part but I just think that's incredible that something's been running for 9 years without you having to run out and change the AA batteries.
On another planet.
Yes.
So they say, Dan.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
You know, where's the conspiracy theory about everyone landing on the moon? Not everyone, but, you know, NASA landing on the moon. But I haven't heard any conspiracy theories about the Mars rover landing on Mars. Oh, no, that's out in Arizona. No, that's out in wherever.
Well, you might be able to check it out because NASA wants volunteers to pretend to go to Mars. If you can set aside a year from your life, you might be a perfect candidate for NASA's latest program, a trip to Mars. Well, not really. It's a simulated trip to Mars.
Right.
But they want 4 volunteers to live in a simulated Mars environment for a year just to see if you go crazy. You know, and you're going to need a master's degree such as engineering, mathematics, biological, physical, or computer science. But 4 people are going to live in the 1,700 square foot 3D printed module named Mars Dune Alpha. So imagine taking the 3D printer and making a module these people are going to live in.
So the reason why the 3D printer is because are they going to have to build it while they're there?
No,
I guess.
No, it's going to be on Earth.
No, I mean, if you were to ever land on Mars, hey, we can't carry, 2x4s and nails and beams and all that.
Plus the price of lumber, yeah. Right.
Yeah. So we're going to have to 3D print everything while we're there. And how long does it take to 3D print at 1,700 square foot, even something small? Yeah. How long would it take to, 3D printer a case for this?
Well, in their module, yeah, 3D printers, well, they're going to be faster to do that. But, but they're going to have private rooms, bathrooms, a kitchen, and a place to work. But it's crazy. I could just imagine someone spending a year in that's 1,700. Like that's a square foot of my house. That's like never going out of your house.
Well, we almost, in some sense, Dan, have done that already before. I mean, we're now just coming out of our 1 year and a half, almost 2 years of everyone just staying in their home and living in their house. Well, at least here on the French we are.
Yeah, well, I mean, you walk around in your 22 acres. I had an acre of land to walk around in and.
Right.
Look at every blade of grass, but yeah, staying inside the house that
So if you're inside
this,
quote unquote Mars Xanadu looking house, and you have to go outside, do you have to pretend that you're putting on like space gear with oxygen mask? And
I think you're just going to stay inside that. It's a test. I think it's a mental test to see if you can stay inside that building for a year.
We have already proven that people can stay in an enclosed facility for any length of time, and that's called prison. It's called jail.
Yes.
I mean, granted the size, what do they call it, an 8x8 room or cell block or whatever it is. We've already proven that.
But that's this week's technology.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about Dan's favorite stores or store and how I'm scared to go into them, and the hacks that you can to get around all the stuff that makes you scared to go into them. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Parfait Radio. I'll be right back.
One of my favorite stories.
That was a good quick segment.
Yeah. I had a problem with my one program I have, so I could download. It would let me download movies and stuff, but it wouldn't let me download things on YouTube. I emailed their tech support. They emailed me back about 5 minutes later with the right answer, and everything was taken care of. And
oh, really?
everything is all good.
The guy in the Philippines?
Well, the website's in the Philippines. I don't know where J Downloader is from, but the guy's name was Jiaz. Giaz.
Holy Giaz.
Oh, you want to see the picture what the phone looks like?
Oh, I know what it looks like. Yeah,
they fold up like that.
I've seen it. I've seen that one,
Yeah.
and I've seen this one too.
Yeah.
Where it like this, and it folds in half.
Yeah.
And it's just a 3x3.
Yeah. And I guess it's going to have a screen on the outside so you can look and see notifications, your weather, your battery level, small screen on the outside.
Yeah, kind of like what the
early phones had.
The early cell phones did, yeah.
But I'm due for a phone in about 10 months. Oh, we've they've got all the, everything's a go for fiber optics in our neighborhood.
Okay.
And just waiting right now for, just waiting. They need to get an okay from a vice president.
Kamala? You're not listening.
Hey, wait, hey.
What?
That's Aldi's.
Yeah. It's all about Aldi's this next segment.
Do you know, I've been seeing all the stuff that people are going through when they, people are getting angry at people at restaurants and takeout restaurants.
Yeah.
And, and I am going out of my way to be extra polite and niceful and thank you very much. Have a nice day. Something I usually do anyway, but I've been even
Everyone
going
should
above
do
and
that
beyond.
anyways, yes.
But I've been going, I make a concerted effort to, just take a little bit longer and say, thank you so much for everybody. Yeah. And I've been watching the show, and this guy, Lou Diamond Phillips, is in it, called Longmire.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't use contractions. He said, I do not know, or I cannot give you the answer for that.
Is it because...
I think the way he was trained in English...
To speak,
wherever they taught him on the reservation to speak English, not that they don't use contractions. And he sounds twice as intelligent because he doesn't use can't and don't and won't.
Is contractions part of the evolution of our language? Kind of like the evolution of our language now is getting into, instead of saying
see you later and
see you. I mean, it's almost the same thing. That's the evolution of language. That contractions. Granted, who decided that? I mean, there was a time where they were teaching Ebonics in school, saying that was a language. And look at all this. Like, we got a guy, a new broadcaster or a new advertiser. His name is EVA-XHRIS. And I'm like going, is that Eva Chris? Because of the
XHRIS?
Yeah.
It might be RIS or something.
No, it's Chris. He told me it's Chris. I said it's pronounced Chris. He's like, yeah. I said, why do you use a C instead of an X? He goes, that's just the way my name was spelled when I was a kid growing up.
Stream XHRIS music. Play XHRS music on SoundCloud. XRHS made it.
Well, his first name is EVA.
There's one person named XHRIS Watson.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are people with that name. It's a musical artist.
And that comes from SoundCloud. That comes from the SoundCloud artist thing.
Oh, where they all commit?
Well, because no one could get a record deal, so they would. SoundCloud was free. You paid $20 a month, and you could upload all your songs on SoundCloud. It's kind of like the YouTube version, just with audio. Music. And people were to be at the top of the list, kind of like when you put a plus sign in front of whatever file you want to be at the top of your file.
I do.
So they would do their name, so it would be the top of whatever file when you were looking for.
I do that with my
I know I've stolen that too.
Yeah, and with my pictures, I'll put that on. So I put that on like whatever year's pictures are. We'll have the plus 2021, and then I take it off of the 2020.
See, we were always trained when we logged in and had to upload commercials and stuff. If you wanted your stuff to be first, you would always do the AAA. Always do the AAA in the front, and then it was the AAA something else, and it was AAA whatever.
Acme's the first thing in the yellow pages.
All right, ready?
What are we doing?
Aldi.
Oh, okay.
Aldi.
Short attention span.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. Over to my far right side. Focus, Dan. Focus.
Yes.
Are you part of the program? Are you there?
I'm just amazed at all the instant feedback we're getting from. It's great to hear something right away. People's comments.
I know, and the way you can see these comments and the way you can see this video is go over to ProfitRadio.com, click on Deacon Live, and for all of you out there, don't forget all the musical artists that you hear on the program are all independent. They sponsor the show. We support them, and we hope that you guys support them as well. And the way you do that is go over to ProfitRadio.com, and you can hear all their music. Some of these artists are phenomenal. I'm always surprised and so shocked how talented these guys are, men and women, and they don't have a record deal. They don't have, whether it be the rock, R&B, whether it's rap or classical music. I'm just surprised that none of these bands are out there making $1 million or making some kind of life. But we support them, and we want you guys to support them as well.
Yeah, it sure makes you think, like being in the right place at the right time.
Now, speaking of being in the right place at the right time, Dan, you go grocery shopping. Do you have a certain day that you go grocery shopping?
No, not a certain day. I usually like to go early in the morning.
So it's just whenever the house needs food, you just go out and go shopping.
Or a day when I said I don't have anything to do this morning. Let me go out and do the weekly shopping.
I was going to say, do you do? Is it for the week or for the next 3 days? Because you don't know if you're going to make it till Sunday or something.
I got to say it varies. It's always a little different.
All right, so here at the French, I do all the shopping. I drudge through the fields, drudge through the trenches. I go out and get the horse food. I go out and get the hay. I go out and do our weekly shopping on Friday. Now, I go to Walmart, and I'm a big fan of Walmart because I know exactly what they have on the shelves. I know exactly what they have all the time. And then in my brain, I'm like, okay, we're going to do roasted chicken this day. We're going to do this day or make a big meatloaf. Like we just made, my wife made big 3 patties or piles or breads or whatever of meatloaf. I'm like going, awesome, I'll eat that, slice off a piece of meatloaf, have some vegetables. Slice off a piece of meatloaf for the next day, have some vegetables. That type stuff.
How many aisles are there do you have to walk through to get all your food?
To get through all the food or to get through all the aisles, it's a big store. It's a super
20 aisles maybe?
Let's say 20 aisles. Yeah, because I do a lap. I go through the sports section and the toy section and the housing section where they have all the light bulbs. And I go, do I need a light bulb anywhere? And then I get to the paper goods, and then I get to the actual perishables.
Oh, okay. I go to Aldi's because they have 6 aisles, and you can, if you forget something, you can get a few aisles away and get everything. I just love it.
Now, Dan has been trying to get me to go to Aldi's for the longest time, and I went to Aldi's one time, and here's the thing. Here at the French, so I make a list. All right, what do we want to eat this week? I don't know. We'll do, like I said, meatloaf. So I have to get all the ingredients for meatloaf. I need the chopped onions. I need all the breadcrumbs and hamburger meat, and all the stuff that makes up meatloaf. And I went to Aldi's one time, not for the meatloaf thing, but I went to Aldi's one time and I had a grocery list. I had a grocery list of 100 items. I found 10 items on my grocery list at Aldi's.
We find everything we need, and there's a lot of things that are there we don't buy. And I usually have to go to Walmart because I like Heinz ketchup. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I understand that. But unfortunately, right now, there's a chicken recall. Nearly 60,000 pounds of chicken products sold at Aldi's and other stores is being recalled from possible salmonella. Aldi's chickens recalled 2021. Products sold under the Aldi's Kirkwood brand are part of the recall. What's this word right here, Dan?
Oh, Serenade Foods.
Is recalling frozen food with breaded and pre-browned stuffed chicken items, and recall products under the 3 brand names Dutch Farm Chickens, Milford Valley, and Kirkwood have all been recalled. Okay?
So there's other stores besides Aldi. So,
there is other stores, but this is the biggest thing because that's their thing. Take it away.
Yeah, Serenade Foods is recalling almost 60,000 pounds of frozen and raw chicken products for possible salmonella contamination. The USDA's Food and Safety Administration announced the Milford, Indiana, voluntary recall on its website. 5 products are included in the recall under 3 brand names, which you've already mentioned. Kirkwood is the Aldi store brand. The items were shipped to distributors nationwide, but a list of the retailers that sold the products were not going anywhere. So these are mostly processed foods.
Okay, so there's a chicken recall at the Aldi, and it's frozen food. So I understand that. So it's not a big deal. I don't eat a whole lot of frozen chicken. Do you buy frozen bags of chicken?
I buy bags of frozen chicken thighs, and I buy chicken breasts, and then we take them and cook them.
Do they have like a meat department where I can get? Okay.
Well, yeah, they do not have a deli, but they have meat that comes in the packages. You can buy, chicken breasts, chicken thighs, different. Yeah, they have a big section of.
So when I walk into Aldi's, I always have this anxiety. First of all, the shopping carts, it's like I feel like you have to have a quarter with you.
Yeah,
when's the last time you had a quarter with you?
I save one, you learn.
Okay.
But the idea about it, what Aldi's does, if everybody ran their house the way Aldi's does, they're trying to get you lower prices.
What do you mean? What are you? You got stockholder shares in Aldi?
They're trying to save.
I
you
understand
prices.
that. It's a club. It's a club.
No, it's not a club.
I mean
anybody can go there.
I know anyone can go there, but I mean
people who like to buy stuff inexpensively go there.
It's kind of like when you have a Volkswagen. You see another Volkswagen on the road. You kind of give them, when you're driving, give them a little the finger up. Like, hey, what's up? You got a Volkswagen? I got a Volkswagen type deal.
I don't think it's that way. And I mean, if you just think about it, just by putting a quarter in when you get your cart, everybody brings their shopping cart back. That means the company, they don't have to hire somebody who is a lot attendant, and you maybe have to hire 2 or 3 people. You got vacation insurance. When you go into Aldi's, the people there run the register and they stock the shelves. And if there's not a lot of customers, they're out stocking shelves. When it's busy, they call them and they come up, open up the registers. Everybody in the store does everything.
So I have anxiety if I go up. The one time I went to Aldi's, I had an anxiety to go shopping at Aldi's. The first thing was dealing with the shopping carts. As you walk through the doors of Aldi's, you suddenly are hit with the where are the shopping carts? Then you have to go back outside and go grab one out of the parking lot. So what they've done is you have to you stick a quarter. How do you? You
stick a quarter in a slot and it unchains the shopping cart.
What if the shopping cart's just sitting in the parking lot willy nilly?
Then you can grab it. There are people that just leave it there, and you walk over and gee, I'm going to return this and I'm going to get a quarter back.
Okay, so if there's like 16 carts out there, it's kind of like the movie Terminal, where the guy Tom Hanks returns all the
carts and makes the money.
Makes the money. So is that the same thing? I can do that at Aldi's?
You could do that at Aldi's.
So what keeps homeless people from doing that at Aldi's?
We don't have homeless people in North Carolina.
No, we don't. All right, so the second thing is the checkout line. Now, it's kind of like if you've ever been to Costco or one of those big, wholesale produce or wholesale food places or distribution places. You just put everything on the counter, they scan it through, and they throw it right back in your shopping cart. So, I mean,
And I mean, what they do is they have big extra size barcodes, and they don't have to. It's not like Walmart where you have to scan it 3 times before it goes through. They scan it, drop it in, scan it, and drop it in.
So it's really, really big barcodes.
Yeah, really big barcodes, and they know their job, and it's just done so simply.
Yeah, because there's only 16 things in the whole store.
No, I can't tell you how many items. They got 6 trillion customers.
So once they
something right.
So once they throw it in your shopping cart, what happens from there?
I go out to my car and I take it and I put it in bags because I'll put the frozen things in one bag, things that have to stay cold, and then I have my own bags. I have plastic bags.
So do you bring your own bags?
Yeah, I have my own.
What if I don't have any bags?
You can buy the plastic bags or the paper bags.
Do they have
cheap.
boxes or something? I can throw them.
Oh, yes. There's a lot of people will go by, and there's cardboard boxes that they have around. You can grab them and put all your stuff in cardboard boxes. I've done that before.
So I guess they have like freezer zone, bag free zones or something like that.
Well, they no, it's a bag. It means they don't have baggers.
Okay.
It just goes they slide it in and it goes right in the shopping cart.
So how much are the bags to buy?
Oh, you can. I think the plastic bags are like 90 cents. The paper ones are like a dime. I mean, but when you go there, the prices are so low. I mean, it is great.
So what this article is saying right here, Dan, read this for me because you're the best one to read this for me.
Are all these Aldi issues hitting close to home? If you're nodding and saying yes, that's why I'll never go back. Some people consider, but some of these people are. I was new at Aldi's too. It takes a little while getting used to it. It took me a little while before I started, but the more I went there, you get used to it and you say, I'm saving myself a ton of money. This is great.
So what's this German week that they have going on? The festivity of German week. There are all those amazing special buys and new limited time goodies introduced every week. Do they have like new items and everything every week?
Yeah, they have new items, and they have one. They have one whole bay it's one whole aisle.
I'm confused now. Is it one or two?
They have one whole aisle, both sides of the aisle, that all has new products, and they'll have things like AA batteries. They have different items, garden things.
So here's my question, Dan, to make this plain and simple for everyone out there who's scared to go to Aldi's like myself. Yeah. All right, so to get a shopping cart, I pay a quarter.
Yes.
And I get that quarter back maybe.
You always get it back.
If I throw it back into the...
You push it back in, you lock it in, you get your quarter.
I have to bring my own bags or or can I rely on their boxes?
You could usually rely on their boxes if you wanted to.
Do they sell chicken, ground beef, ground pork?
Yep, they have all those type of things.
Do they sell like steaks?
They sell steaks. They also sell pizzas. They have a whole bunch of pizzas that are frozen. They have frozen pizzas and fresh pizzas.
I want fresh.
They have fresh pizza. Yeah, they usually have about 6 styles of fresh pizza.
What about produce?
Yep, they have two big aisles of produce.
When I say produce, I'm talking like loose lemons, loose potatoes, loose onions, loose stuff like can I get like zucchini? Can I get tomatoes? Can I get
you can get tomatoes, you can get onions.
What are the loose stuff? Per pound. Or is it all bagged?
A lot of it is bagged.
Okay, so what's
you get
all the
three green peppers together in one little package or something
green peppers.
like that. So, yes, you've mentioned that several times. You have a bag of onions.
Can I get garlic?
You can get garlic in a jar, and then I think you have to get a little bag of garlic.
Can I get oregano and thyme if I need seasoning?
Yes, they have one seasoning section. And what I love there is this stuff called Everything Bagel, and it's the same stuff you put on top of those bagels. And I use that on my toast every morning. It's great.
So along the lines of this whole conversation about Aldi's is I'm always looking for a shortcut. I'm looking for a shortcut. There's a way to cheat the system. I know there's a way to cheat the system at Aldi's. And this article right here goes into a hack that Aldi's is saying, please don't do. Please don't do this because it's going to hold up everything. Dan, take it away.
Oh, okay. Aldi's is a popular grocery store. Take it from me. For many price-conscious shoppers because it's a great place to get quality goods at low prices. The chain is able to keep their prices low because they're a fairly no-frills store focusing on providing the lowest prices possible by keeping all the bells and whistles to a minimum. One way to do this is having customers bag their own items at the end of the conveyor belt, which frees up their cashiers to move the line as quickly as possible. It goes, however, not everyone likes bagging their own groceries at this place, and I don't understand that because I put the stuff on the conveyor belt, and that person scans them and just puts them in. They just drop them in my cart.
In their cart, yeah. But I mean, you keep the cold together. You keep the produce together, if you can find produce there. You keep all the meats and stuff together. Do they have cleaning products? Here's the thing.
Yep, cleaning products, all kinds of cleaning products.
All right.
Yep.
Do they have cat food?
They have cat food,
dog food,
dog food. You could do everything that you need to buy in your house unless there's a certain brand that you need to have.
So they're saying right here, here's the hack. If you don't want to, box up or bag up your own stuff, there's a hack out there that Aldi says, please don't do this. It's going to slow everything down. What they're doing is people are putting, let's see, there's a video here somewhere. Let's see if I can find the video. There's a video. I don't see it on this one. But what they're doing is people are putting on the conveyor belt like one package of something and letting it go down a little bit and giving a 2-foot gap on everything that they're putting on the conveyor belt. And what it's doing is the cashier's scanning and then waiting for the other item to come down and scanning that one. Meanwhile, what in the meantime of waiting, they're saying that the cashier can put that stuff in the bag for them. So people, kids, I'm sure, millennials or whatever.
Well, you don't have a bag inside your shopping. That's kind of strange there. And, everybody that goes there behaves there. It's not like an airline. We've never had to duct tape anybody there. The people go in and they I can't tell you how many times I'll have 2 items and the person will say, "Hey, why don't you hop in front of me? You only got a couple items," and I do that the same way.
Here's the hack right here, Dan. You want to read that for me since you're the spokesperson of all these?
The idea behind the hack is that if customers space out their items far enough from each other along the conveyor belt, then Aldi cashiers will be forced to ring them up slower, giving customers more time to bag rather than trying to keep up with the cashier's breakneck speed, And people have mixed feelings. I don't think that's a good idea. I haven't seen that done at the store I go to. Yeah, that's being selfish, I think.
So what's your average bill when you go there? Not to get in your personal business.
Oh, a big time would be $60.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's for you and the missus?
Yeah, me and for the wife's work.
Once a week or twice a week?
Yeah, I might have a fill-in time afterwards. You spend $15.
Yeah, but you got Aldi's right down the road from you. We here at the Franch, it's 35 miles one direction to get to an Aldi. So
it's 35 miles to get the end of your driveway. What are you talking about?
All right, guys. Yeah. When we go back, how's your second brain working, Dan?
Oh, mine's working good.
All right, we'll dive into Dan's second brain when we come back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Parfait Radio. I'll be right back. Amy always says, I want to go. I said, if we go, it's going to be me and you. Because I'm not going to walk up and down the thing and you give me a list of stuff and I don't know, substitutions.
And I mean, if you go from...
What?
I mean,
what's over there?
I'm saying from the end of the building to here, right? Uh-huh. It's you probably have 3 times that. That's the length of Aldi's.
Right.
And it's got like 6 rows. So if you're all the way on the far road and you forget something, it's so simple just to turn around and go, "Oh crap! I forgot the bread. I'm gonna run back and get it." I have 12 grain bread. I don't like white bread.
Oh, I get the honey wheat bread. That's what I get.
Too much honey's not good for you.
No, it is. It keeps you healthy. Doesn't it? All right, so we paid
$26.27. And that's probably like a half a week's groceries.
Boozy do.
Do we have to do up to speed?
You already did.
Okay. I think that went well. That's amazing, like 9 years.
You can see all the stuff that I've been searching for on the internet, like right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they'll all pop up no matter what you're looking at. So I have to come up with a response for you. So.
Ready? Clear your mouth. Ready to go?
I'm ready.
Okay. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Over to my far right hand side is IT Dan.
Yes, I'm here and I'm having a fun time.
And you guys want to have fun time because you want to be heard. And the way you be heard, everyone wants to be heard, is go over to Parfait Radio, PROPHET Radio, click on the Be Heard section, and what happens is it opens up a microphone on your tablet, your device, whatever you're listening to us at, and you can send us a voice message, comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on this podcast or very next podcast as well. You already heard a couple here recently. So that's the way it works. Now, Dan.
Yes.
If you are, we were talking about Aldi's. We were talking about out in the parking lot. We were talking about Aldi's, and I said, do they sell beer? Do they sell beer there?
I know they sell wine. They have a big selection of wine. I don't recall seeing beer, but I will have to check it.
All right. So that was my main thing because, I buy my beer for the week. Because we live so far away, so I have to go. I don't want to go down to the gas station and pay, $17 for a 12-pack.
Hold on a minute. Last week I was late because I was waiting for the beer truck to pull out of your driveway. So come on, let's have a little honesty here.
Well, I mean, that's what it is. And when I go to Walmart, I can get my, a couple cases of beer for the week, and that lasts me, until the next day, the next go around, my next upping as far as supplies. And you said they don't sell beer there. Well, they don't sell my beer there, I should say.
I do not know. I do not know if they sell Schlitz beer there.
Yeah, and I don't want stuffy ale or stuffy IPAs and all that. Now, Mountain Dew. Are you a soda drinker, Dan?
I'll have a Coke once in a while. I have had Mountain Dew. It's just a little too sugary for me.
Okay, so right now, Mountain Dew is coming out with Boozy Mountain Dew earlier this year, coming up. So if you're looking at us here on the video, the way you see this video is go to Parfait Radio and click on DeaconLive. You can see this video. 5.0% alcohol. It's called Hard Mountain Dew. It's a seltzer. They're getting in the seltzer game. Alcoholic, which I hate that word because that makes it sound like the can itself has a problem.
Or you have a problem.
Or I have a problem. They should say alcohol-infused Mountain Dew is slated to arrive earlier next year. The lineup of, what do they call it?
Alcopop.
Oh, there we go.
There's a new word we have in our dictionary.
Another brand new name. Alcopop drinks dubbed Hard Mountain Dew come in 3 different flavors.
Three flavors? Oreos has 85. Come on.
I know. Yeah. But, I mean, there's something about the extracts where it's always like lemon lime, black cherry, watermelon, and all these, seltzers. There's a staple. Who does the best lemon lime? Who does the best black cherry? Hard Mountain Dew is collaboration between Mountain Dew and the company behind Sam Adams. So Sam Adams and Mountain Dew are getting together to do all that stuff. So here you go.
Yeah, move over, boozy flavored seltzers. Mountain Dew has a trio of new drinks aimed at the lucrative carbonated alcoholic beverage market. The new line, which is dubbed Hard Mountain Dew, takes the flavor of traditional Mountain Dew soda and expands it up with 2 additional flavors. The standard, which tastes like Mountain Dew soda, as well as black cherry and watermelon flavors. Oh, they're all 3 are sugar-free. That's what I like. Black cherry and watermelon sugar-free. That sounds like a great combination.
Yeah, but keep in mind, all beer and everything is sugar-free. There's no sugar. The alcohol itself, when it hits your system, your body turns the alcohol into sugar. So even beer is sugar-free.
Oh, I can't see drinking anything if it doesn't have sugar in it. So. But, yeah, that does sound gross to me.
So what they're doing is they're hoping to trade their claws in for getting the regular people that are drinking White Claws in for Mountain Dew. Alcoholic Slammer this summer, which sounds horrible for me, and it'll be out in the markets in early 2022.
Yeah, there was a documentary on the place where they make the Mountain Dew at the factory, and there isn't probably one person in town that has any teeth left that are all in. It's pretty amazing how what it's done to their health by drinking all that much Mountain Dew.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Now, for a while, they said that the yellow dye made you sterile, which I think, in my opinion, I've known some people that's all they drink, and I've seen, not for nothing, here out in the country, they're either cheer wine all day long or Mountain Dew all day long.
Or maybe Sundrop, but they're gross.
It's one of the two. Yeah. Now, another thing that's coming out here recently is, you ever been to Disney World, Dan, or Disneyland, either of the two?
No.
All right, so...
What good am I?
Yeah, I know. What good are you? Now, recently spotted is the code word was an alcoholic version of the famous Pixar Pier Frosty Parfait that just hit the adorable snowman Frosty Treats in Disney California Adventure. along with other new boozy treats like lemon lime mango margarita. Now, what they're doing is out in Disney World, they're creating these, and if you want to see this video right here, you can see it on ParfaitRadio.com. This right here is all full of alcohol. It's an ice cream or some kind of ice treat or like a Italian ice that's got alcohol in it. And I don't think that, well, I'll let you read this right here, Dan, and we can go from there.
Yeah, the menu description of Snowman Frosty Treats are as follows. They got Pixar Pear Frosty Parfait with blue Curacao, non-dairy lemon soft serve with blue raspberry swirl, and a splash of blue Curacao. It's chili lime margarita, non-dairy mango soft with tequila, chamoy, chili lime seasoning, and diced mango. I mean, this is good for your kids when you want to.
Well, no, this treat keeps the adults happy and refreshed all during the summer while making a double trouble lines in the heat for the unbearable times. So I think that, are we introducing kids, hey, this is alcoholic, only mommy and daddy can have this, and Mountain Dew at the same time? Kids are going to get a hold of it. I mean, I remember, have you heard of the drink called Sparks?
No, I haven't.
All right, do me a favor. Look it up on your thing there.
SPARKS?
Yep, SPARKS, and look it up. And they were selling it in the soda aisle in the coolers. And it literally says this is an alcoholic drink. But kids are buying it. Tell me what it looks like.
Yeah, back in 2002. Yeah, it looks like an energy drink.
It looks like an energy. It's a silver can with a green or I'm sorry, I'm colorblind. An orange stripe on it, and it says, what's the alcohol content on it?
It says Sparks 16.
Say the alcohol ABV.
Yeah, it's
take
7% alcohol.
So there you go.
Yeah.
And they were selling this, and kids, 15-year-old kids were going up to the counter and they were scanning it because it wasn't in the system yet, and they were walking out with these drinks. Same thing with the Mountain Dew that they're doing. These Mountain Dews, I don't know how they're going to be sold or packaged.
Weren't you worried about getting caught?
I was never worried about getting caught. Okay. The guy at the Habib store would always go, "Well, bring your license next time. Bring your license next time." And I said, "All right, I will, sir. I will, sir." And then I saw him the next day, and everything was fine. Now, everything is fine, Dan. Well, how is your second brain?
My second brain's working, it's functioning today.
Now, tell me what you think your second brain is before you look at this article here.
Okay. From what I understand, the first brain is just your brain stem, and that's the part that makes your heart beat, makes your lungs work. It's your survival system for your body.
Okay.
We know when people get knocked out or unconscious or in a coma or sleeping, that keeps everything functioning.
Your heart beating, your
heart
the
beating,
blood.
your lungs going, the blood circulating. That and you can get totally drunk or get in a fist fight and get knocked out. That part still works.
Okay.
The second part of your brain is the part that does your rudimentary things. Go grab a doorknob, open up the door, walk down the stairs, things that you do all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Then the third part of your brain is a creative part where you come up with ideas and that's the part hardly anybody uses, the creative part of their brain, unless they want to make certain kinds of Mountain Dew or these alcoholic ice creams. That's when they get the third part going.
The second brain in your gut might have evolved before the brain in your head has evolved.
Yeah, what's in your stomach affects what's in your brain.
So there's a lot of this big push about kombucha, or getting the great or the real bacteria in your stomach to make sure that your body's producing stuff right, digesting stuff right, and breaking down things right, and making sure you're getting all the correct nutrients out of stuff. For example, you eat corn, and if you don't chew it up right, guess what? You see the corn the next day in there. So do me a favor, Dan, take it away.
Yeah, the enteric nervous system, ENS as we call it, is a gut that operates a lot like other neural networks in the brain and the spinal cord, so much so that it's often called the second brain. Using a recently developed technique, combining high-res video recordings with analysis of biological electrical activity, science were able to study the colons of mice and in particular way the gut moves its contents along. Wow, that's pretty crazy. So,
and don't forget, last week we had Danielle, who just had her colonoscopy and endomoscopy.
Yeah.
And everything was fine. And this is, I guess, the reason why they're looking at that. That your gut forms bacteria first.
There is a correlation, and I've been having yogurt for about 2 years, and if you eat yogurt after one a day after about 2 or 3 weeks, they've shown the brain patterns before you eat yogurt and afterwards, and they are totally different because what's in your stomach affects how your brain works.
Carry on.
Yeah, and the team found large bunches of connecting neurons firing to propel the contents of the colon further down the gut by excitatory, causing action, and inhibitory, blocking action motor neutrons.
So what they're saying is your brain has no control over when you poop and when you don't poop.
No, so, sometimes it will tell you, "Hey, I got to get there really quick."
No, it'll tell you in your mind. Yeah. But that's your second brain telling your first brain, "Hey, we got a load down here, Joey. We got to get this out of here pronto."
So that's where they came up with the term "shit for brains."
Shit for brains, exactly. So I mean,
now it's making sense.
Well, that's your second brain. Yeah. And then what happens when a lot of people, when they pass away, either suddenly or unexpectedly, your body shuts off. The second brain shuts down, and what happens?
Yeah, and you pass gas, and you shit yourself.
Shit yourself, unfortunately. All right, there you go. There's your second brain. Now, when we come back, I'll get into something a little bit more light and fluffy, and then we'll get into the weird and unusual. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Parfait Radio. I'll be right back.
This wasn't weird and unusual enough?
Not enough. It gets weirder and unusual. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live. I'll be right back.
We used to drink Jolt. That would really get you going.
Yeah, but Jolt's nothing now. Yeah. Oh, shit, I didn't talk about the damn...
I told you not to fuck up the show, didn't I?
Yeah, but I meant to talk about the new drunk cars, but I guess it doesn't matter. Where are we at here? We're at... 1:15. If we're going to make this a 2-hour show, you good on time, Dan?
Yeah, we're good.
I mean, for you?
Yeah. I'd like to leave around 4 if we can.
Okay.
Having one yogurt a day, I think it helps my brain function better, and it makes my whole everything. I don't have stomach aches very often. I don't have stomach issues or problems.
There was a story a friend of mine was telling me about anytime we send over military to another country, the first thing they would give them was local honey, and the second thing they would give them is yogurt, and that would help them yogurt, and that would help them adapt to everything that they were eating in that.
Yeah, because it is different. And I find even if I go, if I go from here to California, the whole food is different. It's what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
Unless you go to McDonald's or something, or an Aldi's. Aldi's, the creator of Aldi's and the creator of Trader Joe's were brothers. One of them just passed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ready?
If we have a union shop, we'd get a better break than this.
Turn and burn.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a little bit longer. I got to pull the article. I forgot to pull the articles. What are we talking about?
Okay, this is what Aldi's has. Brecken beer, Brenz beer, Holland beer, Hopping Nomad, Weinsgruner, Ruta number 8, Monterey, Independence Harbor, White Tide, Belgian, White Ale, and Wild Range. Yeah. So it's all imported.
Here we go. Told you it wouldn't take long.
Yeah, and they have a bunch of different coffees, and it's not one size fits all. Everybody likes different places, and certain people.
And you know what? I sat here and I did the math. I literally did a spreadsheet on alcohol content versus prices per case. I had to do an actual, and then drinking seltzer, the hard seltzer, and prices, because these are 4.2.
Yeah.
Hard seltzer is 5.0. So just trying to figure out the money difference between the two. Basically, what's the more bang for my buck, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would cost me, close to double whatever your price was per month.
Yeah, and we go to Harris Teeter and we'll check things out there, but we don't do a lot of shopping. But
looks like a storm's coming in, so we need to make sure that your windows are down.
What, there is a storm coming?
It looks like there's a storm coming.
Let me roll my windows up then.
Well, no, I mean, you're fine for now. I mean, you can see it over the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can see it over the...
I almost always roll my windows up all the time, and I always lock the doors, even in my own house, just from habit. Oh, he's mowing his lawn now.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. Over to my far right-hand side is IT Dan.
Yes, I'm doing good. My brain is working today.
Is it both brains? First brain, second brain, third brain?
All three.
Do me a favor. Speaking of your brain working, we have sent out, and Dan knows this, we've sent out a bunch of mailers out there for everyone that found the Deacon Live at his high school graduation picture. And unfortunately, one last one came in. Dan, if you want to, I'm going to give this to you.
Oh, okay.
You want to lick that and sign it and do all the stuff?
Yes, we'll do. Oh, this is good glue.
Yeah. You want to say the name on the last one there that came in? You don't have to lick it now. Just what's the last name that came in on the whole thing?
Oh, looks like Mesquite.
You got it?
Yep, looks like Mesquite.
All right. So she was
from
one
Florida.
Of the, yeah, from Florida. So one of the last people that entered the free giveaway for. Are you licking it really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, whoever Mesquite gets this envelope. Yes. This will be the last.
I'm sure the glue's going to dry by the time it gets to Florida.
It's already falling apart, Dan. Yeah. All right, guys. Speaking of falling apart,
I'm feeling dizzy.
Are you? Put some acid on there. Now, speaking of falling apart, the chicken industry itself. Now, for those of you who don't know, Deacon Live broadcasts just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. And we sit on about 20 some odd acres here. We have horses and chickens and cattle and all that stuff. And we have IT Dan that shows up now and then.
Yes. What's the chicken population in Marshville?
Well, the thing with the chicken population is we're known for chicken houses. So if you've never seen a chicken house, they're about maybe how tall? Maybe 12 feet tall. They're like short, squatty, fat, long buildings to where like all the chickens lay in it, and all the poultry buyers like Tyson, Pilgrim. I don't know if Sanders comes out of here, but there's a lot of poultry buyers here in the
I see a lot of chicken trucks with the square cages, the wire cages.
Correct. They look like the Deadliest Catch where they put all the crabs in those pots. They have all these chicken pots that are on the trucks and stuff. Now, chicken prices are going up phenomenally because, another made-up word right here on Deacon Live, is because of they've shut down or sent home a lot of people to process these things. Grilling could soon get more expensive. Tyson Food and the world's second largest meat processor has already hiked up the prices as much as 40%, and there's more on the way.
So the people are working from home?
No, they can't work from home. Tyson Food is hiking up the meat prices to the realtors thanks to the unpredictable rise in costs. The world's second largest meat processor raises pork prices by over 39% in the past 3 months, and further hikes are coming. Costs are hitting us faster than we can get pricing at this point. It was the CEO says. So, Dan, take this away for me right here.
Yeah, in the third quarter, which runs to July 3rd, Tyson's Food hiked up its average price for pork by 39%, beef by 12%, and chicken by 16%. It said during an earnings call that the company planned to raise prices for retailers again next month to cope with higher costs. he estimated the unprecedented inflation reached 14%. He said the costs are hitting us faster than we can get pricing at this point.
So I mean, there's a reason why behind that. I mean, they were talking about shutting different factories and processing plants down. So we saw a shortage on roast beef. I made a dare. We went to Publix. You ever been to Publix, Dan?
Never.
So we went to Publix the other day, which is 2 towns over, and my wife says, let's go shopping together. I said, fine, no problem, but every time I go shopping with you, our bill is like $350.
I understand totally.
So she wanted to get this and get that and do this. I'm going to eat healthy and do all this stuff. And granted, for the most part, she kept it at $2.99.58.
Yep,
which is good.
Yeah, and the only reason I haven't been to a Publix there is I haven't never seen one. I haven't been near one.
So we went and got deli meat. We were going to have like sandwiches. What do you want to eat tonight? And I'm like, let's just have deli sandwiches.
How much a pound?
It was, I don't know. It depends on, because she gets the ham, but the roast beef is what I was worried about. The roast beef, I think, was like $8.99 a pound or something like that for roast beef. Boar's head now. It's all boar's head meat.
So this little piggy had roast beef or not?
Well, I had. Are you calling me a piggy? I did have roast beef.
No, the little kid called you piggy.
No, I did have roast beef, and so that's what we did there. But yeah, chicken. All the meat prices are going up 15 to 16 total across the board, 40%.
Yeah. Kathy bought turkey breast. It was like $12.99 a pound. It's crazy.
And how much is turkey breast normally? Because we don't,
I mean, it's up there. It's still. I just think that's
really
crazy.
Now, something that you should not do right now. Are you familiar with the platform of TikTok, Dan?
Yes.
And what is your experience with the TikTok brand or TikTok?
Well, I've only seen a few videos. There's some very interesting things.
Now, TikTok users are freezing entire bottles of corn syrup to eat as a snack. But the nutritionist says that much sugar can cause body shakes, sweating, and heart problems.
Oh, yes. They're doing it with honey also.
Right. So a new trend is taking over TikTok, which the creators are freezing corn syrup and eating it. Now, have you ever had, what do you use corn syrup for?
Corn syrup is usually made for cooking. They'll put that in when you're cooking. It's a cooking ingredient.
Okay. Nutritionists said that eating the excess of corn syrup can lead to health issues. Corn syrup is a craze that follows the frozen honey challenge as well, along with other controversial challenges. So right here, we have a video, but Dan's going to read this right here for me.
Yeah, a new trend is taking over TikTok, and the way people are consuming frozen corn syrup. I mean, that's like drinking maple syrup. I don't know, but like many other food-related TikToks, this one may not be the healthiest. In the viral videos, which began popping up about the end of July, I think it was, a creator will empty out a plastic bottle of water and fill it with corn syrup. Then they store it in the freezer for several hours, giving the syrup, it's like a jelly taste, gelatin, and they can squeeze it into their mouth. And they've used pink, blue, or other bright food coloring to make the syrup more appetizing.
How does it make it more appetizing? So for those of you who want to see this video, the way you do this, go to ProfitRadio.com. Here's, I'm not going to give her name out because I don't support this, but here's her video. Hold on, I'm going to blow this up so everyone can see it.
Did she do this after she put the glue in her hair, or is this a different girl?
No, this is a different girl. And here she is. She's frozen this corn syrup, and she's taken it out of like one of the smaller water bottles, like a little pod. What is it, like an 8-ounce bottle?
Yeah, probably an 8-ounce bottle.
And here she goes. So I'm going to turn this up, and everyone can see this. And here we go.
It literally worked. I have a good feeling about this one. No way.
Now describe it for me, Dan.
Yeah, she's taking a bottle and she's squeezing. It's not rock solid, but it's it's almost.
It literally worked. I have a good
feeling. When it comes out, it's coming out like glue would come out of a bottle.
No way.
And she's just putting it in her mouth and eating it, and it's why don't you just eat raw sugar cubes and stuff?
There she goes.
Yeah. Guys. Literally
it comes out like a smooth, almost like an epoxy would come out.
Yes, yeah.
No way.
Your mom and dad always told you, or your teacher always said, don't eat paste in school. Now kids are eating the same thing.
And 393,000 people have watched her do that.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. That is crazy.
Yeah, it just makes me sick even thinking. I do not have a sweet tooth, so.
Now, where am I? All right, I talked about that. All right, so something else that Dan always says that's crazy is I'm looking to buy a new truck. Now my new truck, the one that I was gonna get, they're not making any more of the version that I want for 2021. They're basically saying we'll take all the used parts and the excess Legos and everything and make a truck with what we have, but we're not doing the technical packages. We're not doing the trifold lift gate. We're not doing all the cameras. We're not doing all that. We're not putting the big engines in them. So the Chevy dealership is just pumping out what they have with the scraps and everything that they have left on the floor.
Oh, when can you order that?
Well, I can't order that one. I have to wait till 2020. The 2022 models are available because they're going to change a lot of the aspects of the way the truck is made. And so my dealership guy said, give us about 3 weeks and we'll have the new specs on the new 2022 coming out.
Oh, okay. So another 3 weeks.
Another 3 weeks I got to wait, which is no big deal. I've been driving the little red Nissan, my D21, my 1992. It has 206,000 miles on it. It runs, it purrs like a kitten, as long as you keep oil in it.
And it has a title.
And it has a title. Yeah. Now, manufacturers right now are pushing for new cars to come out with a hold on one sec. As early as 2026, new cars will have to come equipped with advanced drunk driving and impaired driving preventative technology.
So they're trying to save lives or something?
Well, what movie was it where the girl? It was an Adam Sandler movie or something like that, where the girl says, it picks up I think Paul Rudd and says, "Are you drunk?" And he's like, "No," and she's like, "Going good. Breathe into this," and he breathes into it, and she's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Why?" Because she's like, "I already have 4 DUIs," and starts the car up. It's almost attached with a telephone cord type thing to breathe in it so she can start her car up. So Dan, take this away for me right here.
Yeah, the new car you buy will have to come equipped with a futuristic breathalyzer. Should the bipartisan infrastructure proposal working through Congress become law, which it has, but it's a 2,700-page bill, and we'll have to definitely look through and see what's going on. But the new prevention technology will have to passively detect whether a driver is impaired and passively measure his blood alcohol concentration to see it's above the .08 limit, whether they can let you drive or not. It can stop somebody from driving the vehicle starting.
So what they're trying to do is in the new 2026, and those cars or vehicles made after 2026, they're trying to put in this breathalyzer thing to advance drunk driving impairment. But isn't that like a double-edged sword or counterintuitive? What am I trying to say?
Counterintuitive?
Yes, counterintuitive, because we have self-driving cars now, where the guy was passed out behind the wheel and his Tesla was still driving and realized that, hey, he passed out and he pulled over to the side of the road.
Well, this is for the other cars.
I assume this is for the other cars, but I mean, how much is it to get these cars? Oh, I don't want that in there. And there's a way to bypass that. And the reason why I say there's a way to bypass that, I remember my mom and dad bought a 1989 Ford Escort. Do you remember the Ford Escort?
Yes.
And there was a way for you to sit, when you sat on the seat, there was a buzzer because you didn't have the seat belt hooked on. There was about and would sit there and until you put the seatbelt in and locked it up.
Most cars have some form of that now.
Some form of that, but it would go off after a certain time. But the Ford Escort at that time did not go off. And my grandfather, my dad's dad, who worked for Chevrolet for the longest time, and said, never buy Chevrolet, they're garbage. And I'm like going, that's all I live by. Got up underneath the seat and pulled the plug or the pin that recognized weight on the seat.
Yeah, but I think these newer ones are going to be a lot more advanced than that.
Well, I don't know if you can get by or disable this new breathalyzer thing that they're trying. Congress, it's how many pages the bill? 2,700-page bill to say, hey, we want breathalyzer things in the cars.
Well, it's bipartisan on that. But how many Someone gets killed by a drunk driver every 52 minutes right now for the last 2 or 3 years.
Right, but all right, Dan, you want to split hairs?
Well,
How many people die from cancer? How many people die from COVID? How many people die from walking across the street? How many people die from getting shark bit? I mean, these are.
I know, but
we can't protect the whole world, Dan. We cannot protect the whole world.
I know, but two people have died during our show. So.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and solitude to all the parents. Now, someone else that almost died during our show is this guy right here that was caught all on video. And if you want to see this video, again, go to ProfitRadio.com. A driver sends a man flying in the air after he appears to purposely hit him with a car during a road rage incident. Now, maybe if he had one of those breathalyzer cars, maybe he was drunk, maybe he was, doing whatever. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, the first clip appears to be filmed from the upstairs window of a house located in the suburbs of Oakland Hills. The video appears to show a family's car pulled over on the side of the road, and then one of the passengers and the driver got out of the car. "I don't want you going there," the woman filming the scene says to someone off camera. On the street, a female can be heard yelling at the driver, "We reported you. You're going to jail, you stupid fuck." Seconds later, the driver was reportedly behind the wheel of a Chevy Bolt, an electric car. What do you know?
Electric car.
Yeah,
he's trying to save the environment and kill everyone around him.
Yeah, kill two birds with one stone. So, and he could be seen speeding right back to the right side of the frame. He appears to come inches of two family members who are standing on the street. Then he continues to speed away out the left lane, left side of the frame.
All right, so for those of you, we're going to play this video right now. You ready, Dan?
I'm ready. I want to see it.
Are you prepared?
I guess so.
All right, here we go. Hold on. I have to click a lot of buttons. Here we go.
I don't want you.
So you can see this is outside someone's balcony or window or something.
I don't want you getting beat up. Go.
You're going to jail, you stupid fuck. Babe, no, please don't. No.
So he's certain. This is the person in the house and the people down on the ground. So she lifts up the window, and you can hear the people yelling down on the ground, and she's telling family members, "No, don't get involved at the same time."
I don't want you getting beat up. Go.
You're going to jail, you stupid fuck.
That's people down on the ground. So the guy, you can.
Babe, no, please don't. No.
That's the person filming. Say, "Don't go downstairs." Here he comes. Whoa! See that?
Nope, I missed that. I saw him go flying by. Didn't see.
Hold on. Flew right by.
Babe, no.
Did you guys get the license plate?
Did you get the license plate?
Did you get his license plate?
Guess what?
Did you see that?
Turn around.
He's coming back.
He's coming back. Careful.
You saw that?
Yep.
What happened?
Well, he clipped him with the fender. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah,
hurt.
but still. Yeah. I mean, watch the time that it takes for him to turn back around. He left.
Yeah. He's lucky he wasn't standing up by that door.
He's coming back. Careful.
Ooh.
Yeah, he hit him with the fender. I'm sure he couldn't get a broken leg, but I don't think he killed him. So.
Yeah, but I mean, still, that was high rate of speed for revolt for one thing, and trying to take out the guy. I mean,
yeah, that's got to be some kind of enough homicide.
Behave yourself out there. Behave yourself out there, people. Please, in planes, in cars, behave yourself out there.
They have got to duct tape that guy.
They should have duct taped him to the steering wheel. I don't know if that would have helped, but maybe it would have. Now we'll take a short little break and get back into the weird and unusual that's happened here in the last week. It involves lions and tigers and bears. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Parfait Radio. I'll be right back.
I thought it was going to be worse than that. I mean, I'm glad for the guy didn't get hurt more seriously, but that.
Well, you got to build.
Yeah, that was probably a broken leg.
You got to build it up, Dan.
Yeah. And then you let the people down. They go, "Shit, I was,
Sorry, I went in the house and the front door was wide open because I know she let the dog out, but the dogs were inside.
Who let the dogs out?
And I'm like going, the cats will run outside. That's what I take.
Okay, Sundown. That's a Walmart brand.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. No.
I don't know either. No, because I bought that. I purchased that at Publix before. Same company. And the reason why I started taking that is because my neighbor next door, I'm like, hey, I know your wife played basketball. Do you guys want to play basketball up at the... There's a church right there that's got a goal, a nice goal and everything. And he's like, I can't. I'm like, well, I got to do something to stretch my back out and stuff. And he started saying, my knees are bad. He's like, I take this every day, though, to help me out.
Can I take one?
Mm-hmm.
If I take 5 right now, then
Take
could.
2.
No.
Take 2.
No, I'm driving.
Well, I mean,
What if I have an erection? I already got that bee sting today.
Well, you're supposed to take 4 of these a day. Great, now my count's all off. At the end of the month, I'm going to be left with 1 or 3. One of the 2. Are you chewing it?
No, but I'm the worst. I awful at swallowing pills.
Tell your boyfriend that.
I know. I will definitely try it out. Yeah, because most of what I have is, and I put the arnica gel and I rub it, and I get that in, and that takes care of a lot of things. I move around.
So I take this. There's some kind of focus stuff that her niece was taking.
Focus?
Like a
brain focus, yeah.
Yeah, brain focus. Where you take it.
You have yogurt though, right? You take yogurt?
Well, no, I take these.
Yeah.
Little gels.
Yeah.
And then I take the focus stuff because her niece that graduated from or passed the bar took it like for 6. She's like, I'm so focused, but it's 6 pills a day. Yeah. And I said, I don't need 6 pills a day to pass a bar.
You don't have to be that focused.
Give me 2. So I take 2 of those. I take 2 of these. I take 2 of garlic tablets for my blood pressure, and then 2 of testosterone helper.
But you take the thing that stops you from focusing too, the light beer.
No, that helps me actually. It lowers my inhibitions, and I can focus a little bit more. Well, Dan, not for nothing. I've talked to my doctor, the one that I said, can I have Ritalin or Adderall, because I can focus more on Adderall than I can on. If I'm not doing anything, Dan, I'm a scatterbrains up here. I mean, when I talk to you and stuff.
Oh yeah, I am too. But usually,
I'm
thinking of 7 things all at once. Like I'm going to do this, I have to do that, and I do that all the time.
So I want to take Adderall, but I have to get my blood pressure down because it is a hyper intensive medication.
But I think you try to do that with medication with like beer better than you take too many medications and it just messes you up.
Amy takes it every day. That's what she's on.
Yeah.
She does. I say she doesn't drink. She'll have 3 of the seltzers at night, and then that's it. But she doesn't do.
No, I wasn't saying take medicine and drinking was a problem. I just think the less medicines you take, the better off you are.
Oh,
if you can get by with it.
Right.
So what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about free pizza and s'mores donuts.
Never had a s'mores.
Good. What time is it? Oh, we'll do 1:30. You know what? We'll skip the free pizza and s'mores. Let's get right into the Lions and Tigers and Bears. Because we're at 33 and we got 4 articles to go through. Videos and all that stuff. So, sound good?
Yep, that sounds good.
Did you say something?
No, bring it up again. We'll vote on it.
It's so stupid.
Hey, we got to go check the mailbox.
We will at the end of this. My neighbor, the middle son, is out there mowing on my side of the property over there. He's out there pushing the lawnmower.
I've seen a few bears up close when we're in our car. Boy, I don't like them.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they scare me. We had them in Vermont, a few of them, we'd see. We'd stop the car and look at them, and we saw some baby cubs, and we'd go, we're going to watch you, but we're not getting out of the car, and we're not going to go near you. But they were in Yosemite. They would rip the cars apart if you left food in your car. And they're just like everything, just trying to get through the day, like me and you and the...
Amy took me on my 40th birthday to... we were all big into going somewhere, you know...
Is this going somewhere?
Going somewhere on like my birthday, because my mom and dad, after a certain point, my birthday was always just not celebrated in my whole entire family. Everyone else, we do family stuff. My birthday was like going, we'll make you a cake. You can do whatever you want.
I don't even get a cake. I don't get shit.
So Amy was like, well, you know me now, so we're not doing that anymore. You're always celebrating your birthday. And we rented like an Airbnb before Airbnb was famous.
Before it existed.
Right. On someone's property, and we oversaw the lake. And they said, the only thing we ask, you can do whatever you want. You can fire guns. You can, drive around the property with your four-wheelers and stuff. We only ask that you put your garbage in this, what was a deep freezer with a lock on it. Put your garbage because
of bears.
Because of bears. And I was like going, really? And they were like going, yeah. And they showed us the claw marks on the freezer. I'm like going, wow.
Yep, they did at Yosemite. We learned that. So.
Let's see. Oh, well. I think we got enough to get through. 15 minutes.
You have to bear with me.
All right, you ready?
You do like when I have puns like that when they come up, right? I mean,
yeah.
On the show. Well,
as long as they're not dad jokes,
no. Well, you try to.
Well, do me a favor. If you say them and I breeze right through them, don't think I didn't hear them.
Yeah.
I got to get on to the next thing. Let the audience enjoy it.
Yeah, that's. I'm trying to keep it light.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
You if you want to say jokes like that, let the audience. Don't expect a reaction from me, because I gotta.
No, I'm just saying it's good for the show, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's fine.
My question.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Over to my far right side, cracking jokes and doing whatever he does over there.
And taking down names.
Is IT Dan.
Hey, we got to laugh a little bit.
We do. And if you want something for free, now's your chance to get it. You've suffered through this whole entire show. Go over to ProfitRadio.com if you made it this far and click on the free swag section. And what we do is we'll send out some free swag for you. We have some stickers. We have some magnets. And we had someone that actually... Did we do the last person already?
Yeah, we took care of that.
All right, we took care of that person. You put a stamp on it. Did you lick it?
Yes, I licked the envelope.
I hope you're doing all right. You're not seeing colors or anything.
No, I'm a little dizzy.
Special envelope. Now, for those of you out there that, Dan, you live in a homeowners association or you live in a neighborhood? I mean, there's a difference between the two.
We have a HOA. And we have, security gates to keep riffraff like you out.
Right.
So.
I know. I have to show 2 forms of identification every time I pass through your security guard there. Now,
let's be serious. All I could do is, let them know that, Deacon's coming and they let them in.
Now, some places, they're really, really strict on HOAs and people hate HOAs. When you buy a house, people say, I don't want to have an HOA, and that'll deter a lot of people. And some people say, no, when I pay, $200,000, $300,000 for my house, I want to make sure that all the property values in my house, in my development, maintains the same thing.
Yeah, and there's 2 sides to the coin.
There is 2 sides to the coin. So in this video right here, this woman walks up to one of the, for example, if someone was to come up to your front door and knock on the door and say, hey, look, I like what you're doing here, but I don't like what you're doing here. And you would say to them,
yeah, nothing nice.
Nothing nice. This woman right here is a Karen, not a porch pirate Karen.
A porch Karen.
Porch Karen It's an old elderly woman that walks up to this woman's house, and she's a black woman. The reason why I know that is because she comes out in the frame, and it's a black woman, and she has kids and everything, and tells her that she doesn't like the flags that she's have hanging out front. And if you want to see this video, go over to ProfitRadio.com. You ready? Here we go. Hold on, I gotta switch screens and do all the stuff.
How are you?
Hold on. Oh, I want to do the big thing here. Oh, damn it. Too many things going on, Dan. Here we go.
And they could see it live?
Yeah, they can see it live. Hold on. I'm gonna start the video.
I don't say nothing about the
God damn
backyard,
it!
But now I don't like that.
Oh, okay, I didn't hang that. My brother hung that.
Well, I know. I'm just telling you, I don't like it.
Okay.
Hold on. So here she goes.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So this is from like a Ring camera, and you can see that, she opens the door. She's very polite. Her yard and house and everything in the background looks very well maintained.
Talk about this song.
I'm going to talk about this flag.
Flag.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Okay, why not?
So you can see over her shoulder, there's a big American flag, right? You can see that. And then there's a little flag underneath that she doesn't like.
I thought the American flag was real nice.
Uh-huh.
I don't say nothing about the shrubbery being cut. I don't say nothing about the backyard.
Basically telling her, I appreciate you cutting your hedges down. I appreciate you keeping the front of the house up to specs.
But now, I don't like that.
Oh, okay, I didn't hang that. My brother hung that.
Well, I know. I'm just telling you, I don't like it.
Okay.
And we have won't have to go find out what they are, but.
There you go. Have you ever heard that statement before, Dan?
Yeah, she seems like a Mensa person there.
I don't like that.
I mean, this isn't a homeowners association, though.
No, but there's rules for the community. There is called Williamsburg something, and there's
Shit,
rules.
Did I stop it? I didn't stop it. No, I'm sorry. We're still good.
Okay.
So, I'm just saying, I don't like it.
All right.
It makes it look tacky.
Welcome.
Makes the neighborhood look tacky.
It doesn't, but that's okay.
Huh?
I said it doesn't, but it's okay. You're allowed your opinion.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
She said it makes it.
All right. Well,
Have
you
a great
good
day. Go fuck yourself. Ignored. Yeah, go fuck yourself there, old lady. It makes the neighborhood look tacky.
What's this woman think about it all day long? I drive by this. I'm going to go tell that woman because I don't like it.
And all it is, Dan, is you've had a traditional size American flag or whatever outside of your house, like a 4x6 or whatever the size is for American flag. All right. And then sometimes you have something in your garden that's a 8-inch by 11-inch flag, or a
Jesus loves you flag.
No, or Jesus love you,
Jesus,
or change it out for like the holidays. So it's Easter, you put it, it's got a little Easter egg on it. And Thanksgiving, you put a turkey out there. Halloween, you put a pumpkin.
Yeah, we used to do that in our neighborhood.
Yeah, you change the flag out. And this is like the same thing. It's a little Tigger from Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, yeah.
Yeah, and she didn't like it. She didn't like it for whatever reason. I don't know what the case may be, but she did not like it. Now, something that people did not like was this right here. A bear. Now, that was the tiger. And we teased in the beginning of the show, it was lions and tigers and bears. So we already took care of the tiger part, right? So this is the bear part. Bear was spotted browsing in the aisles in a Los Angeles supermarket. The bear was seen roaming around. Hold on, let me... I know. The bear was seen roaming around the aisles in Ralph's supermarket, much to the surprise of all the shoppers. So here we go.
He didn't have to put a quarter in to get a basket.
He didn't have to put a quarter in, no. So if you're watching this, here he is. Watch. Blow this up for you. Look at him.
Oh, okay. It's a small bear, but still a bear.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I mean, you know, people think bears. They think big bears like the grizzlies, the Kodiaks, and stuff that's in Alaska. Black bears themselves are small, but they're about, you know, anywhere from 500 to 600 pounds. Now, this might be a 300 to 400 pound bear.
I would say about 150 pound. Looking at him from the video, but
All right.
it's still enough to scare me.
Yeah, I mean, there he goes. He's as scared as they are. It's probably an Aldi's.
Yes, we're doing that. No, that looks to me like a Ralph's from looking the way they have it, the aisle set up.
You been to a Ralph's?
No, it just said it was at a Ralph's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was good.
Now, imagine if you have, Dan, do you have a pool, or have you ever had a house with a pool in it?
Not myself, but my father-in-law's house had a pool. Nice one, too.
It above ground or underground?
Underground, and he made it out of tar.
Okay, I'm not going to get into that story.
He dug a hole and poured tar in the ground and paved it.
Did
it
he
was
really?
Great. It was a great pool.
Now, you don't have animals, but you watch animals as well.
Yes, my wife's watching cats and dogs, and we even had to feed deer.
Now, our dogs right here, they know if they have to go out, they give you a signal. And when they have to come in, they give you a signal. Now, this person right here, almost the same thing. A dog is trained to ring a bell for attention to alert the owners of the family of bears that are hiding in their backyard pool. So if you're watching this right here, so they let the family dog out, you know, to go pee-pees or poopies or whatever it is.
Yes.
And the dog rings the bell to come back in. So when the owners come out and the dog's still ringing the bell, like going, hey, 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 hey. And when the owner comes out, sees this whole family of bears.
Wow, that's cool.
Here we go. You can hear him ringing the bell.
She can go out right now.
You want to read that for me, Dan?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll back it up.
Okay, dog owner Tiffany Crest told Storyful that to see bears in the area, Sierra Madre, California, I guess bears have become more frequently going their homes because of all these wildfires.
So they're jumping in the pool. Look,
Yeah.
does it have a tag on its ear? No. Yeah, it does. This bear has a tag on its ear.
Yeah, it looks like a mama bear and two kids.
But the dog was ringing the bell. Look.
But I don't think she can go out right now.
Yeah.
I need to go out. I got to take a dump. But there's bears in the pool.
Wow, that's I mean, that is cute. As long as I'm inside the house.
It's
yeah.
a mama with two cubs.
Yeah.
And those are larger bears.
Oh, Mama's getting out.
Oh. You know, with all the crazy stuff going on, it's nice to see something like that. Give everybody a break from the crazy world out there.
You want to talk about the crazy world?
Yeah.
So imagine keeping track of your 2-year-old child. Now, I told you in the beginning of the show, the next door neighbor's 4-year-old child, I think he's 4 years old, came up to me and said, why is that sticking out? Because he doesn't know. He doesn't know how the world works yet. And, you know, I'm like going, what are you talking about? And he's pointing at my belly. I'm like going, oh, my God, you know, my daddy's doesn't do that. What's wrong with you? And I'm like, oh, my God, you know. So that's the thing I'm having to deal with in my own mental escape here. An Ohio mom had an unexpected cameo in the middle of a Major League Soccer game, the Orlando Lions. So there we go. We wrapped up
the Lions.
The
trifecta.
The Tigers, the Bears, and the Lions. Morgan Tucker from Moscow, Ohio, took her son, Zadok?
Zadok, yeah, that's great name these kids have.
Yeah, they just throw a bunch of words together. In his first soccer game Saturday night to watch Cincinnati face off against the Orlando City Soccer. About 70 minutes into the game, they were sitting on the ground floor. Tucker said she turned her head for 1 second. During this time, Zadok slid underneath the fence and ran out into the field. You know, and he probably wanted to be part of the game.
I know that happens, yeah.
He wanted to be part of the game. And it was all caught on MSLsoccer.com, Major League Soccer Network. So here we go. If you want to see this video, go over to Prophet Radio. Here we go. Hold on. Let me see if I can move this around. So there goes the kid.
Oh,
Look
I
at
see him running from the bottom of the screen, and the mom chasing him.
There goes the mom. Got him.
Oh, she slipped and fell.
Slipped and fell. Grabbed the kid. Everyone stops. That's the actual video from Major League Soccer. Here's the video that everyone's having a good time with.
Chase First Banking.
Not this one.
A debit card, an app for kids, and tools for you to teach them good money habits. Set account alerts, savings goals, allowances, and chores from your Chase mobile app. Open a Chase First Banking account today.
Here we go.
And finally, the unexpected star of a professional soccer match. It was Cincinnati playing Orlando City on Saturday night when a 2-year-old superfan ran right onto the field in the middle of the action. His mom, though, there she is.
Got him.
Slide tackle, bringing him back to safety. An employee for MLS sharing the video on their Twitter, writing, "Solid run, tracked the play well, filled in at the right back, pushed into the attack." Reports say Mom and her pint-sized soccer star were all smiles after his moment of glory on the Major League Soccer field. Very cute. And that is all we have for now. I'm going to send it back to you, Michael.
Thank you. They call me Deacon, by the way. So there you go. I mean, we're out there, and you know, he probably was seeing all his friends or probably bigger brothers playing soccer, and he's like, I can do that, and he ran out there at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a parent, but I can't help thinking that if a little duct tape would have kept the kid in place.
Well, on behalf of that note, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with us, downloading us, sharing us, and doing all the stuff that connects us to you and you to us. On behalf of IT Dan.
Hey, good night.
My name is the Deacon, saying good night and good night. Let's try it again, Dan. You ready? On behalf of everyone out there downloading us and listening to us and doing all the stuff that links us to you and you to us as well, my name, or over to my far right hand side, is IT Dan.
Good night, everybody.
You can't say good night. I'm saying good night.
Okay, see you later.
All right, see you later. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
And my name is the Deacon, saying good night and good night.
Absolute end. Écoute-moi.